Numbers are moving and we're hot. You're good?
I'm good.
You're good?
I'm good.
We're coming to you the Monday after Sea Otter 2026. A little premature.
Whoops.
Whoops. Where the 32-inch wheel debate has officially broken the internet. Whether you're eyeing that new Trek checkout for your next quietcation or you're just here to see if Key and Swenson can be stopped in the Lifetime Grand Prix, we have a lot to unpack today. We're going to talk about the Sea Otter gravel race recap. We're going to talk about the Sea Otter Expo review. We have a special guest for that. Bikepacking and basepacking updates for the USA Trail. We also have a new keyword to throw into the mix. Kawasaki, hold tight on that. 32-inch tire talk with my hot take. And I'm sure Brad and Caleb will have. Oh, Caleb's here. Go ahead.
Hello. Hi, over here. Oh.
Stupid robot.
Stupid AI robot.
Stupid AI robot. And also, Kevin has figured out how to fix the cycling industry. We'll save that. We'll save that up for a little bit of a wrap up. Coming to you from Casa Verde. What you think of the day today, Bradford?
Oh my God. Is it amazing or what?
This-
Went for a ride yesterday and couldn't have asked for anything better. It was like high of 71, like low wind, low humidity. It was so nice. So nice. But it's even nicer today. But there's rain coming.
Oh, no, there's not. No, there's not. Please.
Well, I mean, I can't change it.
Okay. All right. Well, right. Be honest with you, rain's kind of screwing up our pyrite signups at the moment. So
That is unfortunate.
That's this weekend.
that is this
Yeah.
weekend.
Wish I could join. We are moving out of our house temporarily this weekend. For the,
Pie's better than moving.
there's a lot of things better than moving, to be honest.
Yeah.
So I've heard.
If I had to move again, I swear I would burn half of my shit. It's just-
No, yeah. I'm my wife's pretty good at keeping things minimal around the house,
Yeah.
which I have learned to appreciate when I came home and she had pretty much gotten most of the kitchen and living room,
Yeah.
dining room decorations like already packed up and moved.
Yeah.
I walked into an empty house. It was very odd.
But y'all aren't moving everything.
No, no, but my house is,
That is the
it's an
fortunate
open
part.
it's an open layout for the kitchen, dining room and living room. Like all
Yeah.
that has to come out because it's such a big area,
Yeah.
but it's going in bedrooms.
Where are you moving to? Flower Mound?
Yeah, Flower Mound. Yeah, I'm going to be like maybe a 5-mile ride from North Shore.
Oh,
It's going to be nice.
okay.
5 mile ride.
Yeah.
You have the route figured out already?
Oh yeah,
Excellent.
for sure.
Excellent.
It's the first thing I did
All right.
when Kay sent me the address.
Don't get me wrong. Love hearing your
We got way
personal
more
story,
important.
but
Yeah.
boy,
Let's go.
howdy, do we have a bunch of shit to cover today.
We do.
From Sea Otter and everything else bicycle related.
We have our correspondent live,
we
freshly back.
DJ Caleb live in the house. Go for it. From Sea Otter.
Sea Otter. Yeah.
Just first off, give us your general impressions of the event, the venue, the vibe, the scene.
Did it live up to the hype?
I'll give you the TLDR and then I'll let you guys ask questions because you guys have your own things you want to talk about.
Yeah.
And I don't want to just go off for 10 minutes on something that may not be relevant. First off, it's huge.
Yeah.
It's massive. It's in the WeatherTech Laguna Seca Raceway, which I didn't realize was a famous car and motorcycle track.
Oh, yeah.
It's impressive to see. You get to ride on it at certain points. They have it marked off on and off certain times depending on what races are going on.
You didn't ride? Did you ride the Monster? The Rise? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll get to that.
Yeah. Sorry.
But yes, I didn't know that
Yeah.
that was going to be around the first corner of the start of the gravel race.
Yeah.
You literally go down a straightaway, you make a left-hand turn, and it's I don't know if I've ever seen that big of a piece of pavement that wide at that steep of a pitch for that long. It was it was monstrous.
Yeah.
Might be why they call it the Monster.
Yeah.
Is it that what it is?
I think that it has some kind of moniker like that. I can't remember.
I would say for that many people that show up on that size of event, it's pretty well organized.
Yeah.
Traffic getting in and out was pretty easy. Now I'm getting there really early every morning to beat the traffic. The last day that I was there, which was Saturday, I stayed with a buddy of mine, and myself and his 3 kids drove up the last day, and it took us he lives 15 minutes from the track, but when we got to the track, it took us about almost 30 minutes to get to the parking because of just what all was going on, which is not that bad when you see how big it is.
Yeah.
It's a long distance from where you have to park. So like, I seriously think the last day I walked 1.5 miles to get to it.
Yeah.
All the other days I had my bike with me because I would just ride it down and then put it in the stalls behind the Shimano tent.
Yeah.
So having a bike to get around, your Brompton would have been ideal. I mean, there's people riding long rake downhill bikes, and there's gravel bikes and BMX, but like every once in a while I would see people with the Brompton, and that, like, just the foldability of it, because you're just riding grass and pavement down there.
Sure.
Like there's no off-road or anything.
What about e-bike? Could you have ridden an e-bike there?
Yeah, there were e-bikes everywhere.
Yeah.
All different kinds.
Are e-bikes a thing?
I don't know if anyone cared about e-bikes since the 32 inch wheel. I will say, shout out to Adam, your Rivian e-bike brand, Auto.
Is that right?
What's it called?
I didn't even know anything
Logo,
about this.
Auto. Yeah, Rivian has an e-bike, a commuter e-bike. It's actually branded really well, and I can't remember. Auto.
Obviously not branded that well since you can't even remember.
Dude, it's overload.
Yeah. Well, so Sea Otter took over the what was the bike expo called that used to be hosted every year in Las Vegas?
Yeah.
So would they quit doing that kind of pandemic time, maybe pre-pandemic?
It was falling apart prior to
It was.
but pandemic killed it.
But Sea Otter was on the rise, and so there was kind of this unsaid shift where, okay, if we're not going to do the North American Bike Show, whatever it was, then we'll just start debuting stuff at Sea Otter. And that's the biggest takeaway for me personally. What I didn't realize was the amount of business that goes on behind the scenes between bike brands. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So Nick was in every 20 or 30 minutes or every other, he'd be in a meeting and then he'd get 15 minutes out or 20 minutes and he'd have another meeting. Like, this is where OEM specs get agreed upon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where bike brands and component brands go, we're going to buy this many units for this bike. I mean, that's
a lot of moving and shaking.
There's a lot of meeting spaces that are built behind the larger tents. So the way that it's situated is the smaller brands are kind of in the middle, or in the middle section, they would have 1 or 2 really large brands with the smaller ones around it. But anytime you would see like Maxxis, Giant, Orange Seal, Shimano, Specialized,
Interbike.
Interbike, that's what it was
called.
Yeah, Interbike.
Shit, I could not remember.
And they still do that. What's in Germany now, I think?
They do
That was the European version. There was a Euro Interbike and there was a North American Interbike.
So that's my biggest surprises about all the business that takes place. So it's as much, if not more, beneficial for the people in the bike industry than it is for the consumers who then purchase
There's multiple layers going on
there. It is the industry gathering of the year, and has been for several years.
But
now.
you need to understand though that you went on one of the best years of Sea Otter. I don't even know what happened with the race, but as far as all of the new products being debuted there, it seems like, and I haven't even began to consume all of the videos and footage and
I was there for 3 days and I still haven't been able to consume all of it. I probably walked the entire thing maybe 3 or 4 times, maybe more. A bunch of partials getting to different areas.
Yeah.
When you go there and you're probably there for 1 day and you do the loop of everything and see everything and then you leave, okay, cool. I knew I was going to be there for multiple days. It was overwhelming to get like, where am I? How do I get to the next thing? They give you a map. It's not that great. Yeah. But it took 2 days of walking it to try to go, okay, if I want to go eat.
Was there no spinach tree arrows?
There was nobody yelling
year.
Racers.
Next year.
Did you download the course?
I want him to stand up on a bucket and yell Racers meeting. Trade show meeting.
All right. Yeah. Real quick. Okay. We're gonna take a short break for our sponsors. This is a really good segue to it because as a reminder, we're not sponsored, folks. You're going to get our straight opinions, not just in this episode, but all of our episodes. And I'm not knocking anybody out there who is sponsored, but just from my own experience, I can tell you when there's a sponsorship in the mix, you are beholden to that sponsor. And if you even just look sideways at a color that you don't like, that sponsor could drop you. So whenever anybody's sponsored, just be aware of that. We're not sponsored. We're sponsored by ourselves. And we need your help. We're going to Sea Otter as ShiftLess next year. That's going to be a thing. It's going to be a real thing. We want you to be there too. But we're going to need your help getting there, and we're not going to have a sponsor sponsoring it. We need to grow the podcast. So if you're listening to this, if you're watching this, do us a favor. Please leave a review, leave a comment, share it with somebody that you know that you think may like what we're doing as well. If you're on a Reddit thread, if you're on a forum or whatever, let people know about ShiftLess when you think you're in the right audience that gets what we're about. Because if you're here, you get it too. It's not for everybody, but you know who it's for. Please spread the word and see you at Sea Otter next year and a bunch of other cool places. Now back to Caleb, because I am absolutely fascinated by this year's Sea Otter.
What was the theme this year?
Enchantment by the sea.
Under the sea.
Under the sea.
Yeah.
Under the sea.
Take me to the enchanted.
You know where I went with that?
I don't know.
I mean, was 32-inch like that?
That was the biggest thing.
That was the main thing.
for sure. Yeah,
And
that's all everyone was talking about.
Yeah.
Literally, I never heard anyone go by say like. And I went to almost every tent. I didn't go to every. There was a lot of garbage there.
Yeah.
To be honest, there was some garbage. I never heard someone walk by me, or I was standing next to a display and I heard someone go, "Oh my God, did you see the new e-bike?"
Yeah.
I never heard that. I'm sure that was said.
Wow.
But I never heard anyone.
That's strong.
They were there. There was a lot of e-bikes. There was a lot of people showing different stuff.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm not in that world,
Sure.
so I didn't spend a lot of time. I mean, there was not an e-bike that I saw from a distance and walked up and went, "Oh, I want to look at that." Like,
Did you not look at the new Pivot with the DJI motor in it?
I saw it,
Yeah.
but I didn't look at. Matter of fact, their
Because I'm interested in that.
the Pivot tent was right next to the Shimano tent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So walk me through this. What you were there in what capacity?
Okay, dual capacity work and fun.
Okay.
Okay. So I got an invite to go with Shimano just to check it out. I don't know if can you post photos to the thing at the end of the.
We'll figure out a way.
Okay. So I designed a lot of the elements that were in the tents. And I don't even want to call it tents because Shimano's footprint was from this side of your deck to the other side of your driveway. It was massive. They had the first section was the gravel section, and then in the middle they had some XTR tech, and then the other tent. This was interesting. The other larger tent was not about XTR. It was about Trailborne Foundation, which is the 10-year, $10 million commitment to build trails. So that was an interesting take for me. I'm not judging it. Like the XTR componentry section was a little smaller than what the GRX was, because it was bookended with these two giant sections. Yeah. And then they had this trailer in the middle with the XTR. And then directly across from that, they had a space that was probably 5 to 6, let's call it, I don't know, maybe each footprint is 10 by 10.
Yeah, like a pop-up tent size.
Yes.
Yeah.
Imagine that, but maybe 5 to 7 of those long, that's only a mechanic space.
Yeah.
I can talk about that in a minute, because I had a small mechanical issue, and what they did for me was insane. So I had an opportunity to go to get in basically as a vendor, sort of, even though I wasn't a vendor, but that was the access.
But you had credentials.
Yes. Yeah. So I was hooked up with a VIP pass and you get a wristband.
Yeah.
If you're just there to watch or to see you can get in to see the Expo. I think it's like $25 to get in for that. If you sign up for any of the events or the races, you're automatically
Expo's included
for the 4 days, and you get a white wristband.
Yeah.
And then vendors have like a teal colored wristband. I know. As soon as I handed it to him, I thought, "This is Brad's color. He would love it." And And so I was able to get in on Wednesday before it opened as they were setting it up and kind of walk around and see things happening. And then, spent most of the days walking around, hanging out, meeting people that I didn't think I would ever in my lifetime get to meet or hang out with.
Yeah.
Did my race, did not go well, but I had a blast.
Yeah. I didn't know you were going to race.
Yeah. I signed up for two. So do we want to talk the race course real quick?
Sure.
I want to get to. So they have a gravel race course that's out in, I keep forgetting the nature area that circles around Fort Ord, RD, which is a live,
the monument, whatever it is, something monument.
And it's a live military ordnance explosion area. And I've got pictures of the little signs that say, don't cross this.
Yeah. We were right next to one of those too. When we were scouting.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was the distance?
29.999 miles per lap. And
so,
I signed up to
so it was a gravel race this year, not a mountain bike race. Because Sea Otter's gone back and forth on.
No, they had just about every conceivable off-road race style of racing you could think of, including crit races on the tarmac.
Sorry.
The Lifetime Grand Prix.
I was speaking of the Grand Prix.
Yes, you're correct.
The classification
the Lifetime Grand Prix race for this event was gravel, unlike mountain bike, which has been in the past. However, there were multiple pros. I think Cam Jones raced both. I believe he raced both gravel and mountain.
But the mountain was not Lifetime Grand Prix.
No, but they had just as many pros.
Sure.
Well, not just as many, but there were a lot of pros that may have been sometimes in the Grand Prix that specialized in mountain. That
what
were the mountain
what was the event schedule this year? I didn't realize.
So all the pros raced on gravel pros, men and women raced on Thursday. I did not pay attention to any downhill, enduro, none of that. That was going on as well, pro and open.
Yeah.
Right? The open gravel race was on Friday. So my race was on Friday. I was supposed to start at 8:15, but when I was looking at the schedule, because I will say one of the things that Sea Otter could definitely improve is their interface, their online experience of scheduling and figuring out when your race. It's color coded oddly. Like, for instance, my number plate for my race was teal with white letters. That signified I was doing, I think, the 2-lap race.
Yeah.
If you were doing the 1-lap gravel, you got red, right? But when you looked on the schedule, each race classification, whether it was gravel, downhill, whatever, was a specific color that did not match your race plate.
Did not align with.
They had orange race plates with white numbers, but on the mobile on my phone, when I looked at the schedule, my race was orange.
Okay.
This orange block, so all the so it's really confusing. I could have done a better. I'm not saying it was their fault. I missed my start time, so I lined up with the open women, but there was about 5 or 6 other guys that did the same thing that made the exact same mistake that I made.
Yeah.
I thought I started at 8:50 because I just read it wrong.
Yeah.
And so we were kind of standing there, and they were getting ready to count down, and we were kind of looking at each other like, well, what do we do? Like we put
those women in the ditch.
Show them who's boss. No, we just decided amongst each other, it's like, let's just stay out of their way.
Yeah.
Because we lined up at the front, not the front, but maybe the front.
Third, yeah.
Yeah, third. So what I would do is I would kind of get behind a group, well behind, like a couple bike lanes.
Yeah.
Find an open spot, pass them when I know I would have room in front of them. Wait around to see if they want to pass. If they want to pass, if they come up on me, I'm soft pedaling. The last thing I want to do is be the dipshit that didn't start with the men and then got in the way of the women. And I'm telling you, you want to talk about being humbled? There were some, just in the women's open, not the pros.
Right.
Yeah. There were some absolute studs.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw, it was impressive.
Yeah.
I choose the word treacherous over dangerous specifically because I was telling Nick and my buddy Jason afterwards, because I said, not in a negligent way, but the course was dangerous, but I'm taking that word away. It's treacherous. It is by far, that particular course was the most treacherous gravel course I've ever been on.
Wow.
From just bombing a hill and going into 2-inch, 3-inch sand to, there was one section, and this was the first 4 miles of the race, I'm coming down a very steep, very long descent, and you come down and you hit the deepest whoops. No. I just
Washboard?
totally 404 washboards. So much so that when you turn around a corner, 24 water bottles. Absolute yard sale.
Yeah.
Like, so now you're trying to slow your speed, make a turn, you're being bucked like crazy on the washboards, and you're trying to dodge water bottles. Full water bottles, right? Because it's the very beginning of the race. And I thought, oh my God, if this is any indication of what I'm in.
Full water bottles packed with carbs these days. So even
yeah, right. It was like trying to dodge cylinder bricks.
bowling pins.
Beautiful course. A lot of the first sections was a lot of just like weaving in and around those hills, you know, like just coming up and down them very fast. Fastest I've ever traveled on a bike, 52 miles an hour.
Oh shit.
That was on pavement, but at 52 miles an hour, I started to pull the brakes.
Just think what you'd have been like on a 32-inch bike, man.
I know. I didn't see any out there, but I'm sure there were.
We'll talk about that.
And then I think, man, by the time I got 3/4 of the way done with my loop, I knew I was not going to be able to do a second one. I think a combination of being on my feet for 2 days straight, literally almost the entire day. And I got over caffeinated that morning. So my heart rate got a little too high and I couldn't manage that. So after the first lap, I kind of.
And it was unfamiliar terrain.
That was the other thing. Like
it's outside of your normal.
I was not, I literally didn't know what was coming around every corner. And there were a lot of really sharp right-hand turns from getting off those gravel trails to, turning onto roads. The interesting thing was, though, we were essentially riding double track and single track, wide single track. Like the majority of the gravel roads in the gravel race were not drivable roads.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So it's almost felt like
Path.
It almost felt like you were riding a very tamed with a lot of climbing mountain bike race.
Yeah.
Wasn't very technical, but there were some some washouts that you would have to bunny hop over.
Flowy though.
It was very flowy. The single track was fun, except the single track was mainly all uphill.
Oh.
The very few bits of single track, like actual real single track. It shared a lot of the same route as the Fuego XL, which is the mountain bike version. They did have a pro race for that. That was the next day. And then, but yeah, going back to the start, you start on the straightaway, you make a really sharp left-hand turn, and you have to climb that massive hill.
Yeah.
And then you turn, and then you're climbing more really steep. That last climb, the famous last climb that they were showing in the recaps, is no joke. It is absolutely no joke. It's not just steep and loose, but it's very a lot of washouts, little small ruts and stuff that you have to navigate. So when I went back and watched the footage of those guys climbing that at the end, and then being there, I'm in awe of what those guys can do. It's incredible.
And we have some local heroes that did pretty damn well out there.
Yeah, congrats to Lauren.
And Matt.
Oh, how did Matt finish?
Matt won the Open on your day.
I did not know that.
Yep.
If you would have showed up on time, you would have known.
If I'd lined up next to him, I would have fought him all day long, right? Man, well, congrats. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, Matt won the Open, and Lauren got second place
in the women's elite.
Oh my God,
that's awesome.
That for Matt won Mid-South too, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, and then Lauren.
He won in his age group, the 40.
I thought he won overall.
Did he win overall?
I think he may have. That was my understanding, but
could be wrong.
Sorry,
Matt.
Matt. Well,
correct us.
I have invited them to come talk to us and set us straight. So hopefully we can make the paths align. And Lauren had won Redlands stage race the week before, 2 weeks before. So she's killing it.
Yeah, she is.
She's killing it. What was really interesting about the Keywords Lifetime Grand Prix, not UCI related. What was really interesting, the podiums, men and women, all had the same bikes. Specialized, Envy, Canyon. And pretty similar setups. The winner of the men's, he had a double chainring, but everyone else.
What brand?
That was Canyon.
Yeah. Well, what chainring was on it? What components was
Wolf Tooth. No. I'm sorry.
Shimano.
Shimano on his.
Yeah.
Well, because it's a double.
Oh, yeah, but Shimano also supplies all the canyons, all-terrain racing.
Gotcha.
Which I want to talk about that.
Gotcha.
Branding on that.
The singles were all wolf tooths, I believe,
Were
because
they?
they were going with bigger chain rings than
Yeah.
what SRAM does
Yeah.
for the singles. But none were what you said. Cam was looking at a 50.
I think so. I don't know what he ultimately went with.
But,
did he end up going with a 50?
I'm not. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I know. 48s were the predominant winners. Keegan was 46 on his.
So here's the reason why it was difficult for me to keep up with all of the details from that kind of stuff. If you have T-Mobile, you are fucked out there.
Okay.
The only time I really had significant ability to check my phone was to go the
If you were walking around with Starlink on your head, you would have
well,
been.
that's what I'm saying. If you guys go out there and if either one of y'all have T-Mobile, you're going to need Starlink. There's
Nobody uses
Who
T-Mobile.
uses T-Mobile?
what do you mean who doesn't use
You're not.
T-Mobile?
You're
No,
not
who
poor.
does?
I'm not a poor.
Poor. Why aren't you running T-Mobile?
Anywhere else outside there, I get fantastic. Is T-Mobile a poor?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Unless you're in Europe.
I'm Verizon. He's AT&T.
AT&T. You know.
And
Okay.
there's been times when I've needed more than Verizon. T-Mobile was never on the list.
I will tell you this: there were only a few spots through the raft that I had no cell signal.
Episode 140, not brought to you
I'm
by
not talking about.
T-Mobile.
I'm not getting made fun of. I'm not here to get picked on.
We're not making
Oh, I
fun
know.
of you.
I know.
We're not making
I want to hear about the highlights. Like,
Okay.
who did you meet that you didn't think you were going to get to
Let
meet?
me. Okay, I have a list here. Let me talk
Yeah.
about. Let me talk about. Let me just go through here. Let me
Yeah.
talk about the best display, best experience, best product
Yeah.
that I saw.
Not Shimano.
Shimano's number one, of course. Number two was Salsa.
Huck. Yeah.
Okay, specifically the 32s that they were showing.
They're going whole hog, right? Seems like it.
We'll talk about
There's
that.
more, yeah.
We'll talk about that.
There's more.
Yeah.
The other interesting thing that I want to talk about is I finally got the deets on the Q brand stuff of what's going on with all that
Yeah.
with Salsa, Teravail.
You mean QBP? Okay.
QBP, sorry.
Yeah.
So
Keyword QBP.
Salsa
quality
is
bike
moving
parts.
out of seat posts, handlebars,
Yeah.
accessories, components,
Which makes sense.
Shifting that
That's
to Teravail.
that's going to Teravail.
Because essentially Teravail, Shimano, Teravail, Salsa, and Whiskey all had this. They were all selling the same parts.
Well, Whiskey got disbanded and
Well-
absorbed into Teravail.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But even then, prior to that, they were doing some of the same things.
yeah,
So
Salsa also still had its stuff.
Yes, and it's the same thing with a different logo on it.
Mhm.
They finally everything, all the accessories and the components and stuff are going to go to Teravail,
Which makes sense.
which is makes sense. But the really cool thing is they're taking some of the same designs. They're taking like the cow chipper and the cowbell, making some improvements to it.
Mhm.
But I love what they're doing. If you go, I don't remember the name. They've changed the name of all of them.
Mhm.
And I should have my research here and tell you
Yeah.
which particular brands. But if you go and you pick up the flared cowbell or cow chipper
Or wood chip.
bars or the cow chippers,
Yeah.
specifically, if you take that and there's all these little cool printed designs in a very dark gray, which you can
Mhm.
kind of barely see. You're going to cover it with your bar wrap.
Sure.
If you take it and look around real close, if you flip it upside down, there's a cowbell printed
Yeah.
on it. If you go to, there was one that had a UFO, and I can't remember which one that is, but each one of them has a nod back,
They have
A little
They
hidden-
have Easter eggs.
little hidden Easter egg.
Yeah.
One of them's like a slice of pie.
They stole
from
that
cow
from
pie, I think.
Jeep. Keyword Jeep.
Yeah.
They're doing a couple of new bar. I'm really excited about. There's one bar that they have that's a flared bar that's flat on top,
Yeah.
which I've been waiting on that.
Yeah.
I go get that flyway from Nico.
Mhm.
It's got that flared bar with a flat. I
Yeah.
loved
Yeah.
that bar.
So everything on the salsas now, when you buy a salsa, other than the drivetrain, will have Teravail components on it, which is great for Teravail because the
Yeah.
logo is printed all over it. So it's good to, like, you get a salsa bike and you get Teravail. Plus
Does
they're
Teravail make a saddle now?
yeah,
They do.
yeah, they're doing saddles.
They do have
Yeah,
saddles.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're nice. So anyway, that was a cool Canyons experience was fantastic.
Yeah.
They even had Braden's bike sitting out the next day unwashed, which is super cool. You could see
Yeah.
all the dirt and the dust. I got to see whichever the bike was that has the dynamo built in with all the bike packing bags and all that stuff that was on display, which is super cool to finally actually see that and touch the bars and stuff. It would be really, the one thing I would change on that bike or do addition to it would be having like satellite switches or blips on that little front, almost like aero bar thing. That'd be a really cool thing to add to that.
Thing.
They had a fantastic.
What do they call that bike? I can't remember.
I should remember.
That's all right. Hey, Jamie.
Surly with the Sorceress.
Yeah.
Totally embraced the black magic voodoo. They had chicken bones and different animal bones, raccoon jaws around underneath. They had little incense burners. I mean, their logo is kind of pushes towards.
So they had actually two bikes, a sorcerer and a sorceress, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so.
Sorcerer is like more of a trail bike.
Yes. Yeah. And they had, and then they had this little bowl that kind of looked like some kind of occult ceremonial bowl, but it had the new derailleur dropout thing.
Oh yeah,
specifically
the
yes, you could pick it up and play with it, and it's just a like completely different vibe.
Yeah,
they are not afraid to push the limits that might offend. Or I didn't find anything in there.
Surly's always been in that market,
right? They totally embraced it.
Yeah.
And then, have you heard about the brand X Labs?
No.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I've heard of them, but
so X Labs is a new bike brand. I know that everything we buy on our bikes comes from China pretty much anyway, but it is specifically a Chinese brand.
Yeah.
You can get an elite level gravel race frame, all carbon, everything on it carbon, incredible graphics, incredible paint. Like everything is very beautiful and thought out. You can get it with a 1x Di2 GRX, barely over $3,000.
Jesus.
Price point on this thing, and it does not look like a cheap bike.
Yeah.
They know if we're going to sell it as a cheap bike, it can't look like one. So most of their bikes aren't like a single color.
Yeah.
It's got some gradients and some fades and some different.
The fit and finish all look good too.
And their logo is super cool.
Yeah.
That's going to be interesting. I don't know. I would imagine they're probably going to be direct. I should have asked. I didn't stop to talk to anybody. I don't typically stop and talk with people. I like to go and look and then move on.
Yeah.
So those were kind of my 3 or 4 standout tents. I mean, not to say that there weren't other good ones, but from what I wanted to see was super cool.
Were you looking at it from a branding perspective?
I did, because I'm not.
You're not looking at it from what they're.
You guys are way more into the actual product, and I am too, to a sense.
Yeah.
I wanted to see the 32-inch stuff. I wanted, like, is it out there?
Yeah.
I want to see it. But I'm going and looking because I did go for work.
Sure.
I wanted to see what everyone else is doing and get ideas of. I want to start getting more into the experiential stuff with Shimano, of helping them build displays and coming up with different ideas for things like that. So I definitely looked at the pretty.
Yeah.
As Red would say, who's drawn the prettiest pictures.
Yeah. But what about products? Like, were there any products that you were caught off guard with, surprised with, let down by, or?
There was a lot of garbage e-bikes out there, commuter e-bikes.
Sure.
And they didn't get a lot of traffic.
Yeah.
They didn't.
Yeah. Everybody was there to see 32-inch content. Yeah.
Ari had a pretty cool area.
Full suspension, 32-inch.
Drop bar.
Drop bar, yeah.
Yeah. Wasn't a fan of the finish. It was like silver aluminum.
Yeah.
Thought that was kind of
half-baked.
Yeah. But again, that's the world I live in, right?
I mean, except for Salsa, everything out there 32-inch was prototype right now.
Maybe.
Bitchin' Bikes wasn't, I don't think. Yeah.
But it's
custom.
I'm not talking about boutique custom stuff.
Yeah. Okay. You're talking about off the shelf, like.
No, they're steel. Salsa's steel Fargo. What you saw is production.
Yeah.
It's going to be production.
Yeah.
And the Fargo is going to be production.
And that's purple?
They had a purple one.
Yeah.
Bass boat glitter purple.
Purple.
And that Surly was bass boat gold flake.
Yeah.
The Sorceress? Yeah, that's a
very
hot
pretty.
Honey bling is what they call that.
Yeah.
So sexy. How about that 32-inch Thai Fargo though? What size was that?
That was a small.
Was it a small?
That was and it's an actually built small.
Yeah.
Salsa's engineer for the Fargo is a 5'2" woman, and she
Okay.
built 32-inch bikes around being able to be a true small, which is contradictory to what everyone else has been
Right.
saying.
And I told Shannon and I were talking about all the 32-inch content, and I specifically told him that it's my thought, and I haven't read into it, but that was kind of like a flag in the sand for Salsa saying, hey, 32 inchers aren't just for 5'11" and up. They were literally trying to make a point by showcasing that bike
Yep.
in that size.
That's exactly what.
And
you
then,
had something you were
well, I
going
was
to
going
say
to say, there was one morning we met for breakfast, and Nick and Joe Miser rode from their hotel, and Joe was on a large Thai Fargo with 32s.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
It was,
Did you get to throw a leg over it?
I wanted to, but I didn't.
Why?
I don't know why I didn't.
Oh,
Why are you such a chicken?
Be a man.
No, I didn't. I didn't even think about it.
Oh.
Oh,
I showed up. I was not.
well, he couldn't.
they were
make,
going
he couldn't
to-
make the right start time.
They were
for the
going to.
race. He's not a morning guy.
Yeah, come on, man. I hadn't had my coffee yet. They were going to ride. They rode multiple times from their hotel to the race area, and I wanted to do the same. But their hotel was like 7 miles from
6, 7.
6'7".
from the race area, and I was 12,
Mhm.
and that would have been a long day to ride all the way up there, be on my feet all day, ride all the way back. And they had ways of getting rides back.
Yeah.
Anyway, whatever. And I didn't think about it. It wasn't that I was afraid he would have let me.
Yeah.
I mean, so anyway, meeting him was cool. I mean, that's it's cool to do that. At one point on Saturday, Nick and I were walking around, Saturday, Nick and I were walking around, and he said, hey, let's go find some coffee. Orange Seal is doing Nitro, Cobra on their team bus.
Yeah.
So we go through the back of their tent,
They're kind of known for that.
Yeah.
Right.
meet the guy that owns Orange Seals back there slinging Nitro Brew. We're sitting there hanging out, and these 3 people come get on the bus. One guy's carrying a camera. He's obviously a media guy. And it's Braden Lang and Nell. Braden Lang and Nell Lang. I think 2 different last names, but the guy that won
One Sea Otter.
the elite men's Grand Prix race,
Wow.
and then Nell got 3rd, and they're both on the Canyon team. So it was cool meeting them. And they're so young.
Yeah.
They're,
Youth is the strongest motor.
He
But
looked
is
like
it? But is it?
he looked like he was barely out of high school.
Because I want to say Lawrence 40 this year.
Yeah.
I knew that he had won, and I saw the photos, but seeing someone in a race kit from a distance
Yeah.
with a helmet and glasses, you don't really get it. And I didn't know much about him. So,
Yeah.
he's a young kid. And then he rode 2 hours the next day, 2.5 hours the next day, and 2 hours that day. So they just ride constantly, just
Yeah.
volume.
Yeah.
It was cool meeting them. Let's see.
Did you meet, was Neil Belchenko there? The guy from bikepacking.com? Did you see him?
He was there. I never ran into him.
Yeah.
Okay, bikepacking. Let's talk about that. The one thing that I was very disappointed, there was one bike restrap was there.
Yeah.
Swift Industries was there. I don't really think that you would count them as a bikepacking brand, but they
No.
kind of sell.
Yeah.
I mean, they do. They sell bags.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't consider them a bikepacking brand.
Yeah.
But I think Ortlieb was there, but I'm not a big Ortlieb fan, but surprisingly very, very.
Revelate
very-
wasn't there?
Nope, I never saw them.
Huh.
No.
So,
Which they were there last year, remember, because that's where they launched that front end.
not the pronghorn,
What was that thing called?
I don't know. I forgot.
But the front
Yeah.
facing, forward facing
yeah.
aero bar
Yeah.
bags. So I was a little disappointed. That's the one thing that I thought that's strange that you don't.
Yeah.
See that.
I think bike packing has crested, to be
Yeah.
honest with you. I think I don't think bike packing itself is on a growth curve.
It's like a quiet cult at this point.
Yeah.
It's grown.
Yeah.
It's not what it was. It's far bigger
So
than
you
it
say
was.
that you mean that in like because I would say over the
It's
last
plateaued.
over the last 4 to 5 years, 4 years, we have seen quite a bit of innovation in bikepacking bags. You're saying that
Sure.
that innovation is probably kind of tapered a little bit, or
I-
are you saying that
No,
the
the
popularity?
consumption
The consumption of it has
Yeah.
plateaued.
Yeah.
But we're not seeing any major. There were not any major bikepacking componentry.
That's my
bags
point.
innovation for this year.
Yeah.
There was
If
nothing new really released.
If they had a bad 2025,
Yeah.
they're not going to lay down a minimum of $4,000 for a 10 by 10 tent at Sea Otter.
Yeah.
So, and the travel expense associated
Yeah.
with, because it's a niche upon, we know that it is a niche upon a niche. It doesn't mean you can't be successful in it, but I think the growth pattern of it, as far as new bike packers, I think we may have plateaued. But I could be wrong. We'll talk about it more later. I mean, I think it's, again, I have an idea what's fundamentally wrong with the bicycle industry right now.
Enough of the pitter patter. Let's talk about 32.
Okay,
Let's
so
talk 32.
I don't want to say the name of who told me this in case it turns out to be wrong, and I don't want to make it like, oh, he was wrong. I was told we will see 32-inch gravel bikes in the Grand Prix this year.
Oh, I don't doubt that.
It's coming. Like, it will happen.
So
it will be an Unbound.
I want to talk about 32-inch components, though.
Okay.
Were the majority of the rims carbon? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see any aluminum?
I did not.
Got it.
Not to say that there wasn't one there.
There was definitely aluminum rims.
I
there.
want to say I might have seen one that was raw silver aluminum.
Okay.
There was a lot of components coming back that seemed to be kind of a throwback to earlier years. So I saw a couple of newer-ish bikes rolling around that had almost chrome wheels on them.
There is a ton of problems with 32 right now. It's several years of development. They don't even know what the hub space is going to be on them yet.
Yeah. Forks are issues.
Yeah.
Forks are huge issues.
Just the overall change in geometry.
Cockpit
there are certain bikes right now that you can retrofit.
Sure.
A 32.
Sure.
Certain, very few.
Like I
but,
think
but it creates a lot of geometry issues.
Sure. I mean, I think my Fargo could take 32-inch. Because it's specifically set up to run 3.0s, and 3.0s on a 29 is pretty much a 32.
Yeah.
You know, so
yeah.
Because that was the other question is that Firestarter fork that was spec'd on the Fargo, is that a 32-inch fork, or are they just using the same fork from the Fargo? Are they regular Firestarter fork? You know,
Neil
Elchenko.
addressed that. I don't believe it's a 32-inch.
I still haven't read that article.
I can't remember what
he did a video
I
too.
haven't watched it yet.
Watched the video, and he was definitely on site at Sea Otter.
Yeah.
His stuff was kind of interesting. Well, I think bikepacking.com's having some issues. Maybe I'm wrong, but they're doing a lot of pleading for supporters right now, which they hadn't done before.
Yeah.
I think they've lost some sponsorship dollars, which is typical.
Yeah.
But his stuff, he had three different videos going over mostly 32-inch stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Now that you mention it, there was not a whole lot of bikepacking centric stuff that he went over.
Yeah.
It was mostly mountain bike and 32.
Yeah.
He was, for lack of a better term, and maybe he was, I don't know, maybe he was travel lagged or hungover or whatever.
Yeah.
But he was not lively in his presentation on his videos.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like he was just letting these people say what they wanted to say, and oh, that's nice. Okay, good. And it was weird, but his Fargo video was definitely interesting. Give that a look. I'm 90% plus sure it was not a 32-inch specific fork on it.
Yeah. I didn't think so, but I'm not sure. But anything in the 32-inch space that surprised you or you were caught off guard by? I saw a lot of is it Berd or Berd spokes built in 32-inch, which seems like a great.
Yeah, I did see a couple of that, but I'm not a
spoke specialist.
I'm not a spoke surgeon.
Yeah.
I saw it and it looked cool,
Yeah.
but I don't really know. Salsa wasn't doing that. And that was really the ones that I was really paying the most attention to.
Yeah. I did see, though, that they're already accepting pre-orders to be delivered in June for 32-inch Berd spoked wheels. And I don't know what the specs were for as far as about hubs and the rims went, but they were touting them as the lightest 32-inch build on the market at like 1,190 grams or something for a wheel set, which is freaking light.
Oh yeah.
You know.
The other bike brand we hadn't mentioned that didn't get a lot of play is at the Maxxis tent. They had an Eskers.
That was a
and it's-
sexy looking bike.
Matter of fact, my buddy Jason
Yeah.
Kawasaki, who is friends with the guys at Eskers, I think that was the moment that he emailed them and ordered a prototype.
Oh wow.
That thing was
On the
gorgeous.
spot at Sea Otter. He messaged and said,
How about that Aspen ST 32 inch?
I sent that specifically
Yes.
for you. The other interesting thing was, and I want to look up the photo real quick. I got to talk to the guy, the main product guy, and I met so many people. Not
Yeah.
that he's going to be listening to this.
Yeah.
I met so many people. I can't remember all their names,
Yeah.
but I met their head product guy. He's been there for 30 years. Like,
Which head product guy?
for WTB.
Oh, okay.
And I sent you guys the photo, and I'm not sure.
Wait, how did we segue to WTB?
I
What
missed
is
that.
their affiliation with anything that we mentioned previously?
Because you asked me if there's any other cool products that
Oh,
I've seen.
okay.
They
WTB was cool products.
Okay.
they have rebranded the very first 29er mountain bike tire that WTB put out. They rebranded it the Nano 52. So it's the
Okay.
exact same tread pattern, but it's 2.2
So that brings
2.2
up
wide. So they just
That's their old is it the werewolf? Or
that might have been
called?
it.
So that was a big takeaway that I got from CS. They have completely blended the lines between gravel, big tires, and mountain bike, little tires.
Yeah.
And I mean, we are at I mean, this is what I said 15 years ago. We're at the point where the ideal gravel rig is a drop bar parktail mountain bike. Is generally speaking, and the ideal cross country mountain bike is basically a drop bar mountain bike.
Yeah.
kind of sort of thing.
Well, and that's why I still contend that the Fargo has been so far ahead.
Did you see that?
Yeah. The
Yeah.
Peyote.
Oh,
I'm waiting for
have
the
you seen the
mezcal.
racer ones with the total gumball?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
gorgeous.
Did you happen to see was Vittoria there?
That was the Victoria.
That was it.
Understand, but did they
Oh,
have
Victoria was big on 32.
but did they have a mezcal 32?
Yes.
They did?
Yes.
I did not see it, but I apparently did.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
it may not have been at Sea Otter, but yes.
Okay.
And it's coming in that race total gumwall colored
Okay.
tire too. It's like I don't want race tires, but I want that damn natural looking rubber tire.
So this was at the Victoria tent, and I told you guys I did see one 32-inch bike at Mid South, but I didn't catch the brand. Well, this is what it was. It was Newhouse or Newhouse.
Yeah.
Newhouse.
If I were to buy a 30, this is what I would buy. This is a really cool.
And what's the fork on that? Is that an envy fork painted?
I think that might be an NV fork, but they showed an option for this with drop bars as well, and it was super cool. Anyway, of all of the 32 bikes, that looked like
That was your favorite?
Yeah, it was kind of the coolest one to me. The Eskers one. Was
I thought
really
that
cool.
Esker's one was.
Yeah, and I can't remember if I took.
but the purple Fargo is pretty cool. too.
Yes. Definitely.
The bitchin' one was awesome. Oh, here's that Esker. It's kind of hard to see because it was backlit. It was purple as well, kind of a dark plum.
Looks like the head tube angle is super steep on that.
Yeah.
And I think, that's one of the issues that nobody's talking about is the way the geometry has to be set up, to prevent toe overlap. Is part of the geometry situation,
Most assuredly.
but nobody's really talking about it.
Oh, they were this past weekend.
Oh, really?
So Ben Delaney had some really good content on it.
Yeah.
I think some of Neil's stuff where he was talking
Mhm.
to the different people, but he wasn't at, some of them were talking about it. So definitely absorb all of the Sea Otter. The Ben Delaney stuff's fantastic.
I am
I met him.
admittedly behind.
I met him, and he talks just like that in real life. Super soft spoken, very calm, very relaxed.
My goal is to have us sit down with Ben Delaney on our show at some point. Would love to do that, and we have connections that can make it happen. I do believe. Did you? He had a lot of.
That is.
Oh my God! I didn't see that.
Yeah,
That
this
is
was the Willier truck was kind of all not with everyone else.
Yeah.
That was one of the most impressive
That's gorgeous.
things.
That's super
Can't see,
sexy.
Can't see. Just
It's
look
not
for the
even looking
Willier.
at you.
I know.
Send me that picture.
Send me all the pictures.
Okay, I will. I'll send it all to you guys.
What else?
I'm trying the spot thing.
Yeah, I'm curious.
I'm trying to remember of whether or not, because Nick and I were walking and he yelled out to us to stop, and we stopped and turned around, and I didn't really get a look to see if the thing that he was showing us was at their booth.
Okay.
So I'm trying to figure out. I don't see anyone talking about it.
So this is not Spot, the bicycle brand.
Spot
the
tracker.
Right.
So are you thinking you're not allowed to talk about it? Is that what you're hinting at here?
Yeah.
Well, if they debuted it.
I don't know that they debuted it.
Oh.
So it may have been an informal conversation,
Yeah.
off the record sort of thing. So we wouldn't be able to talk about if Spot's coming out with a new product potentially. Are you saying that? Save that for another episode?
Yeah, let's save it for another episode.
Once it is potentially confirmed.
Let me confirm, and then because that's a big deal.
And I think quite frankly that would be an episode that's worthwhile all to itself, because I have had several questions about current tracker technology. I think we could do another episode built around that.
And if all goes to plan, I don't think it's going to be this week or next week, but if all goes to plan, we'll have one to test.
Okay.
That's supposed to be.
And
That was
if all goes to plan, no promises, we're going to have a Salsa Fargo 32 to test as well.
Oh shit. Okay. All right.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Size large for Caleb.
Yeah.
We're all on larges.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see. I was told June supposedly, but I don't think they're going to be out that soon. We'll see.
Well, it's already on their page, which that's what I was just looking at.
Oh, did they update their website?
Yeah, you have to search for it because the Flyway is still their.
The Flyway is cool.
Yeah.
That's a fantastic bike.
But that's still their
So
page front.
What's it under?
Just Fargo 32.
Okay. Fargo's under Road and Gravel.
No, I just did the search bar, Fargo 32.
So let's while y'all are digging around on your interwebs, there's potentially some race controversy as well.
Yep.
Featured by our lovely Lauren Stevens.
Again?
Those Stevenses, they're troublemakers. So she debuted, I guess it's not debuted is the right word, but it was the most prominent display of radio technology in gravel racing.
Yeah. That's
I
coming.
have not heard any of this.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
So talk to me. What do you mean?
So there's a local company that does two-way motorcycle and bicycle communications, or DFW based, called Cena.
Yeah.
Episode 140, not brought to you by Cena, but hey guys, if you want to send us some test units, we'll talk about them.
Yeah, I don't even know what you're talking about.
So it's
Is it like an open mic situation?
Hold on, I'll show you a
Is it
picture of
push
it.
to
'Cause
talk?
She posted it.
It's open mic.
Okay.
So it's they have helmets that have it built in already, but the rig she was using
Excuse me.
straps to her helmet, so she gets her sponsor helmet on the cheek strap like that.
Okay.
So
And it's
when
got
the when the microphone is down, it's open mic, but when it's up, she mutes it, but she still hears.
Okay.
And it's a mesh network type communication device.
Oh.
So
And there were
line of
multiple
sight.
people using it.
I wonder, it's not run by T-Mobile, though. Otherwise, she wouldn't have communications.
So I don't know that there's a lot of controversy.
What episode is this?
140.
Episode 140. Brought to you by T-Mobile, the poor's cell signal service provider. God damn it. That's new to me. That's funny.
So what is the arguable advantage of that? I mean, was Matt on the other end giving her splits and updates and stuff like that?
So
Or-
Matt had it in the feed zone. So
Okay.
as she's approaching the feed zone, she could say, make sure to do this or make sure to do that.
which is awesome.
Also, her teammates, I'm going to use the term loosely, but the other people that had the Cena setup, I don't know that they were I don't know that they were her racing teammates, but they were alliances
Okay.
during the race.
Sure.
I don't know the specifics on it. So they were able to talk to each other. So like at one point, Lauren, and she was talking to Ben Delaney about it. She was in the front group, and the other people were in the second group, but it was line of sight. So they came around the bend and saw the front group up there. And Lauren, since it got to line of sight, she heard them talking to themselves, and then she got in on the conversation and they're like, "Oh, is that you in that next group ahead of us?" Yes. Is that the front group? Yes. So they knew, oh, all right, we're going to work with this group and get up there.
Yeah.
So they knew that that was the front group at that point. So they
it's
did
worth
burn
their
the
effort to
matches
bridge. Yeah.
yet to bridge.
Yeah. Huh.
So I thought that was a fascinating little piece. Now,
So how does that work from like if you're on that, is there different channels? Can you have your own channel, or is everybody just meshed in together?
Well, no, it's not radio. It's Bluetooth.
Okay.
So it's not going over radio.
So it's
frequency.
proximity?
It's paired.
it's
Paired to your
But
device.
then how did she hear the other people? Oh, you said they were her alliances.
they
okay.
were so yeah.
So you could have.
It's not an open network where everyone else can hear
No,
you.
it's
It's a
okay.
private
They're paired
network.
to like, let's say there's an app.
Mhm.
I don't know how this works yet.
Yeah.
I'm going to speculate there's an app on a laptop or app on a phone,
Yeah.
and you can pair however many devices to that particular
Shaking.
work group. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry for shaking.
But so if it's Bluetooth though, how is Matt in the feed zone and able to talk to her?
Like I said, when it's line of sight.
Oh, okay.
So, but the feed zones are almost always set up with at least a quarter mile line of sight, at least.
Okay. So she can't communicate with him until she's in a certain proximity. Right?
I don't
Yeah,
know
I'm not
all
sure
the
how it's
level of
working.
detail.
Okay.
And depending on how it's set up, it could also be where I'm sure Lifetime, when they have the opportunity, sets up the feed zone on a dual basis. So you can catch it at going this way and that way. So you can set up, maybe you can't set up for this stop, but you can set up when you're coming back the other way, sort of thing.
Okay.
I don't know all the level of detail. And just to remind you, technically, I'm against radios in bicycle racing. My preference would be there would be no radios. That said, if they're allowed, I guess a better way to say it is not disallowed. I can't argue with anybody taking advantage of technology that is available to them.
Sure.
Now, could this create them being disallowed in the future? Possibly. And that's what I'm saying. I mean, there's over the years, Matt's been really good about, recognizing what's in and not in the rules.
Sure.
And sometimes it's resulted in changing rules, like no aero bars now. So
Yeah.
unless you come to a Spinistry event, aero bars are allowed still
and encouraged.
and encouraged.
Are they encouraged?
They are encouraged. If you like aero bars, they're encouraged.
You probably didn't hear this, but shout out to our buddy Taylor Ledeen.
Yeah.
Finished 5th in the
Yeah.
Fuego XL. Missed. I don't know exactly what happened, so I don't want to speculate. All I know is that he was not fed at the feed zone and was in the lead group for a very long time, was in the chase group, which was only 2 seconds behind for a very long time, held third place for a while, held fourth, ended up getting 5th, but looking between 4th, 5th, and 6th was all separated by less than 3 seconds.
Yeah.
So I heard he was absolutely cracked in half afterwards. But to do that race and not get additional food or water and still finish 5th, is,
What were the temperatures like? What was it like?
Oh my God, man! Look, every time I go to another place, I wonder why the hell do we live here?
Yeah.
I was asking a lot of that when we were in Southern California. Brad, not
Beautiful,
so much.
perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Now we'll say the heat, the sun is a different sun. It's on the beach. It feels, it's 65, 66 degrees out there, but it's a warm 60. But anytime there's a breeze or anytime you're in the shade, it feels amazing. It's a little toasty, but it's not the same kind of heat as here. It's manageable.
Yeah.
But otherwise it was just like, I mean, I went to dinner last night or not before last, and I was wearing a puffy jacket.
Yeah.
So
outside, I mean-
geographically in California, where is Sea Otter? What's that?
Sea Otter is there's a lot of little small townships in that area. There's Carmel by the Sea. There's Salinas. I think the racetrack's actually in Salinas. Hour and a half south of San Jose, which is about an hour south of San Francisco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to live in Carmel.
Oh, yeah.
Carmel Valley.
Did you ever do the 17-mile loop? Did you ever ride that?
No.
When I got in Wednesday, I landed, got my rental car, had my bike in the box, went out to Sea Otter, met my guys, and we hung out there and walked around, and then we went back to Nick's hotel. I put my bike together, and we did about an hour and a half ride through that area it's called the 17-mile loop. I don't know. It ended up being 20 miles.
It's 17-mile drive. Yeah.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
So beautiful.
Yeah.
Riding along the coast.
Yeah.
Rode through the Pebble Beach area.
Ridiculous houses.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we saw some
Beautiful
impressive things.
coastline.
Yeah.
You see the lone cypress by the
stopped,
sea.
stopped, took a picture of that.
Yeah.
Had no idea that was the logo that's in
Yeah.
the master or the Pebble Beach.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
the logo.
So I used to work right there.
Okay.
I worked at a bike shop that was right there on the beach,
Okay.
just south of 17-mile drive.
Okay.
And I worked at an old Schwinn shop, and that's what I did. It was a similar beach is the name of it.
Okay.
And I used to assemble bikes there. That was my only job. And I got paid by the bike, but they had a shower present at there. And so we would do morning rides, and then I'd shower and assemble bikes. And then every bike I assembled, I had to test ride. So I'd ride by the beach.
Yeah.
And if the waves were nice, I'd go back and grab my board and wetsuit and go surf for a little bit, come back, shower, and get right back to work.
Yeah.
It was freaking amazing.
Yeah. And the way it was just perfect weather. I mean, you sweat a little bit. It's not like, and it's not perfect in the sense that you're going to break a little bit of a sweat, but it's not like here, man.
Yeah.
And it just makes me wonder, like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
It's 107 degrees here in the summer, and it's,
Well, without the bad, you can't appreciate the good.
well,
You know?
that's true. I love it here.
Yeah.
But being able to ride your bike essentially year long without.
But you can do that here, arguably.
We've
yeah,
got
but
we've got a longer riding season than most of the country.
Yeah,
No,
it's true.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
That said,
Yeah.
I'll be spending my summers in the higher elevations of New Mexico and Arizona.
You mentioned that the mechanics were able to help you out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So when tales from a first time bike traveler
Mm-hmm.
and action.
Mm-hmm.
It's my first time to travel with a bike, flying with a bike.
Yeah.
I borrowed a Thule hard case clamshell
Sure.
bike case from the shop.
And what bike did you take?
I took my Warbird.
Uh-huh.
Recently swapped everything over from a 2x12 mechanical GRX to 1x12 Di2.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
And why didn't you go? Oh, never mind.
And I had the little satellite switches that we mounted on the tops.
Yeah.
Which is because I like to ride on the tops quite a bit, and it's just bam, bam, bam.
Yeah.
Fires off so quick. When I was disassembling my bike and packing it, I noticed a lot of play in one of my pedals.
Okay.
So I took it apart really quick.
These are XTR pedals?
XTR pedals.
Yeah.
Those pedals were I don't think those pedals are even 2 years old.
Yeah.
So it was odd that it had so much play and the other one felt like it was brand new. Zero play. So I thought like there's something wrong here. So I took it apart and I tried to adjust the cone and I just couldn't get it right. So when I got to, when I built my bike at Nick's hotel, I was showing him, he's like, yeah, just take it by the guys and let them do it. So I thought they would just adjust the cones or whatever. They replaced the entire spindle.
Oh, wow.
And they did it in 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah. They're very serviceable. That's one of the reasons I am a huge fan of Shimano pedal.
Yeah.
Because just a regular dipshit like me can take my pedal apart, fix it, re-lube it, and put it back together in 10 minutes. You know?
And that was, I knew that there had to have been, even though I don't consider myself a mechanic, I can do some things.
Yeah.
I've adjusted and rebuilt my pedals multiple times. So I had experience doing that, and it got to the point, and I really adjusted. I took it apart 3 times. Like I would put it back on and feel it and take it off. And I knew like there's something wrong, but it was rideable. Even if they couldn't have fixed it, I wouldn't have been able to ride. But so I packed my box up and I held it. I'm like, there's no way this is 50 pounds. This is not 50 pounds. When we get to the airport,
You're thinking it's less or more?
I think it's under 50.
Yeah,
I think it's
okay.
like 47, 48.
Yeah.
And I should have waited on some scales, but I didn't. When I get to the airport and they put it on the scale and it's 57.9. And I think, oh no. And the lady behind me, she goes, I don't trust their scales. I said, what do you mean? She goes, this is my connecting flight. And when I left, wherever it was that she left, she had 3 kids with her and they all had checked bags.
Yeah.
Along with their carry bags. She goes, all these bags were under 50 pounds, and here they weighed over 50. This is going to cost me $600 in bags.
Yeah.
And so I turned and looked at the lady behind the counter. I was like, you have another scale, throw it on another scale. She puts it on the other scale. It's 55.4. It's still over 50 pounds, but it's a 2-pound difference.
Yeah.
Well, that 2 pounds is the difference between
48 and 50.
or $30 for being barely over 50 or $100 for being over 55.
Yeah.
So I had to pay more. So I went and when I packed my bike, when I broke it down to go back, I excluded my pedals, my derailleur, my tools. I took a lot of stuff. Really the only thing in that box were wheels, a frame, anything that's permanently attached.
Yeah.
Except the derailleur. I did take that off.
Yeah.
And it was 51 pounds. So I don't know. I just be careful because it can get really, like, it ended up costing me over $200 in bag fees.
We're not going to worry about that. We're taking the van to Sea Otter.
You guys want to drive. You need to drive, and outside of the parking, there's camping space there.
Yeah.
It may be expensive. I don't know if it is. I don't know if they have showers on site or whatever, but you could park inside the raceway.
Yeah.
And be a 3-minute walk to the action.
That's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
I think that's it, as long as you have access to showers there, which I would imagine they probably do.
We've got a shower in the van.
Do you?
Yeah.
Do that. You're gonna want that experience.
Why don't you come with us?
Maybe I do that.
I think you should.
Yeah.
Maybe I do.
You know, who knows? Maybe we get a ShiftLess booth there. Maybe.
Well, do we go and talk about only bikes?
Yeah.
That's all we talk about.
Only bikes.
Only bikes.
Only bikes.
And coolers.
The other thing, and this, everyone who's on DI2 will probably go, yeah, this will be another one of those, hey, Caleb, no shit moments. When I put my bike together, shifted fine.
Yeah.
There was no adjustments needed. I finished torquing it down, changed clothes, jumped on the bike, zero adjustment.
That's one of the beauties of electronic shifting.
When we first put it together, there was no micro adjustments.
Yeah.
It works.
Yeah, it knows what it's doing.
So my
A1.
It is.
Do you use the app on yours?
I haven't had to.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I ask because when
After initial setup, that is. Yeah.
I asked because Nico made a big deal on the tributary. Be sure to get the app. It does so much.
Yeah.
So I got the app.
Well, it allows you to customize like you can change I can make everything shift on my left hood if I want. Or
I understand.
Right now everything's on the
I
right,
understand, but
you
you
can-
made it sound like it was essential. It's like it works. It works. I don't need to.
Well,
do
like
it
you
up.
can also check battery levels and stuff like that.
And like mine, one of the main things I did is I changed the shift pattern from high to low to low to high.
Okay.
So when you push the down button on my toggle, it shifts down,
Yeah.
like
I understand.
like into a harder gear, not down as an easier gear.
Understood.
And the way it comes defaulted is the opposite. Well, that's not the way I wanted it. So it's just an easy toggle on your freaking app.
The other thing I love, and this is like really specific, and most people don't give a shit about this, but on the GRX horns, there's switches on the inside of the horn, thumb switches. And I've programmed that to change pages on my Garmin.
Yeah.
It took me 10 seconds to do.
Yeah.
The reason why I do that is I'm constantly switching pages back and forth between my data and then the route.
Speaking of Garmin, did they have anything cool at Sea Otter or Wahoo or Hammerhead or?
I have a cool Wahoo story.
Okay.
But let me finish my Garmin thing.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. I typically like to go back between following the route, seeing when climbs are coming in events.
Sure.
When I'm out riding by myself, I don't really give a shit because I know all the roads I'm on. But let's say, like for instance, I'm at Butterfield Buster. and I'm coming down a gravel descent and I'm moving really, really fast and I have my data page up and I don't want to let go of the bars to swipe to see, is there a right-hand turn at the bottom of this hill that I'm not going to see? And then I'm going to slide off the edge like Tyler Finney. That gives you the ability to switch really quick to your map back and forth. I'll say, so for Wahoo, I have a Wahoo heart rate monitor. And I think I bought that instead of a Garmin heart rate monitor because it was a Black Friday deal a couple of years ago and they were ending that particular ticker model.
Yeah.
Talking about 4 or 5 years ago. Well, I noticed that the sensor on the inside of the chest, the sensor was coming delaminated from the strap. So I just walked up to their booth and I said, hey, I have a question. I don't know if this is considered normal wear and tear and a warranty issue. My heart rate monitor is coming delaminated. Would you guys warranty that? Is that considered? She goes, which one did you have? And I was like, it's the older ticker. I don't have it's not the newer one. She goes, hold on. She went to the back and brought me a brand new ring.
That's freaking
no
awesome.
Paperwork, no nothing. Just thank you for being a loyal user. And I think, I'm not saying you're going to go there and get a bunch of free stuff, but if you engage with them, I wouldn't expect, don't go there expecting.
You had that band though too.
Yeah, you had the teal. There's power in the teal.
You had the VIP band.
Yeah, there's power in the teal, buddy.
I maybe my sleeve was covered in that. but
plus you're devilishly good looking.
Well,
there is that.
I might have had some spinach in my teeth though. I didn't have spinach dip for lunch. Yeah, so that's the thing. For people like in our circles where we're really, really gear nerds, and interested in what's new, and if you talk to a lot of the vendors, you're going to get really good conversations.
Yeah,
like I've noticed that I've been to different kind of expos and stuff, and a lot of times there's people out there that don't give a shit that you're talking to. For the most part, everyone out there wants to talk to you.
Yeah, they're excited about their products.
Yes,
yeah,
they send their best people out there to talk to you. Everyone was incredibly friendly.
And in a lot of those cases, it's the founder of the company. You're not talking to some asshole that's just a rep.
No, they do have now there are reps there, but if you're hanging around there long enough, you'll see. I'm going to make this up because I didn't see him. I don't know if he was there, but you'll see the head of product development for Canyon. Yeah. Or the head of product development for whatever else. I mean, Joe Miser was there talking to people, hanging out with people. Yeah. Shimano had their same head of product out there. Yeah. Laser was out there. The laser helmet people were out there. Yeah. Orange Seal. Yeah. I mean, the guy was slinging nitro brews for people. I'd give it, I mean, honestly, I'd give it a 9 out of 10. Yeah. Other than the difficulty in communication for racers, like that morning or the night before my race, it's like, hey, Caleb, it's time to get ready for your race. Zero information about the race. Yeah. Other than, hey, it's just a reminder to do the thing that you're doing tomorrow. Yeah. But I didn't know where to line up. Yeah. Didn't know what time I was supposed, because they were going different races at different waves, and you actually walk out of the interior area of the field and you go out onto the course. But the other thing is there's that section is also a finishing section for people coming in through certain areas. So it just wasn't super clear. Other than that, as
confusing as it was for you, it's even more confusing for you to explain it to us.
Yeah, well, it's probably a lot simpler for most people. Maybe I'm just the one having issue with it. And I don't mean that as a complaint. This is my honest take. If you're going to go, just do more research than what I did. But I'm also kind of bad about just kind of showing up and going, hey, Kevin, point me in the right direction. I'm ready to roll.
Yeah. What about the food situation? Was there multiple food trucks or dining halls or what?
You can purchase a VIP pass, which will get you fed breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Yeah. They give you the laminated card and they punch it every time you go through. That food was really good. Yeah. Everything I had inside that tent was
Was there any food highlights? Was it notable meals
inside
either way?
Yeah, they had some chicken. They had like a curry chicken one day that was really, really good. They had breakfast was always amazing. Yeah. Whatever you want for breakfast, as far as, they even had French toast. Yeah.
But did they have biscuits and gravy?
I don't think they had biscuits.
No. California is not a biscuits and gravy.
I don't think I know what that is.
Kind of the point.
If you want to drink coffee, every other large booth is slinging some kind of coffee. Yeah. whether it was their own or they had a coffee brand out of San Francisco called Excelsior.
I've heard of that.
And so they were
Heard of
set up like Salsa had Excelsior. I think they had an agreement as to set that
Sure.
up with other brands, but they had different types of flavor infused,
Yeah.
whatever. I just drink the espresso or the Americano or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they had one thing I was a little surprised is they didn't have a lot of mom and pop food truck setups.
Yeah.
They had the people that are corporations that come and do it, that set up at fairs. I had a bratwurst at one of them and it was delicious.
Yeah.
I would have, I think it would have been maybe there's a logistics reason why they don't do this.
Yeah.
Maybe the racetrack.
It's
has a
venue
con-
requirements.
It's probably it's probably the same people that set up for
Yeah,
races.
you got to
and
be on the
stuff.
vendor list, I'm sure.
It was good. People were eating it. You know. But I was a little surprised by that. But again, it's probably a
What about offsite? Did you have any awesome dining experiences?
went to. I'm gonna butcher this name, but Nepanthe, which was in Big Sur.
Mm-hmm.
It was originally a house designed by one of Frank Lloyd Wright's apprentices
Okay.
that lived in it, sold it, and then the people that bought it in the 70s turned it into a restaurant. Overlooks, I think it's like 700-800 feet off the coastline, but you're only a mile from the coastline, so you're literally on top of it looking down. It's kind of a famous place. That was good. Went to an Indian restaurant that was incredible. Went to a Thai restaurant that was incredible. Multiple coffee shops, pastry shops. We went to Captain Stoker, which Liv and Giant took that over. That's where I had breakfast with Nick and Jason and Joe Miser.
Yeah.
I did not have a bad meal there.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
That's cool.
Coffee was good.
Yeah.
They do coffee really
Do
well.
you need to do your thing right at 11 or?
I'm trying to think what else.
Was there any films debuted there? Or
Yes.
anything?
Yeah, we did not. There was.
Because
There was a bikepacking film, I believe, debut. We did not get to see, but I don't think it was on site.
Okay.
I think it was off site.
Because I know they debut some films there periodically.
Yeah.
Not every year, but most years.
Yeah.
There's a new Schwinn film that just got released too. I saw a blip about it that I thought debuted at Sea Otter, but I don't know.
It's difficult to see everything
Oh,
and all the demos.
Yeah.
Like I don't think I saw. I mean, I saw demos going on, but I never stopped to watch it because I was on my way to do something. It's hard to watch everything even through that entire weekend.
I can
You're going to
only
be
imagine.
busy.
Here's the new X Lab.
Yeah, you find it?
Yeah. That girl right there. I love this. This just
Yeah.
screams sexy to me. But I'm not going to read this whole article. This is just them talking about it. And it does say direct from China.
Yeah.
So I'm
Direct sale.
I'm believing that means direct
No.
sale.
They focus on IBD sales, independent bike dealer.
Oh, okay.
I wonder who's going to get it then.
So, I mean, so is the pricing the wholesale pricing or is that what the retail price is?
No, retail is going to be like that.
That $3,000?
They're-
$3,000 for simplification is the retail price.
That could be 3,500.
I'm just saying,
3,200.
just
I think
Sure.
I think the whole thing is it's an elite level gravel bike for under $4,000.
Yeah.
I think that's a decent segue where you go do your call
Okay.
and I go visit the little boys' room.
Yeah, I need to do that too.
Then we come back and we talk about that. Kind of leads into what I think the basic issue with the bicycle industry is at the moment.
I'm gonna beat you to it.
Go for it. Check. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, that's working again.
I figured you guys would enjoy that.
That was simply astounding. While we're waiting for Caleb, walk our audience through what you just served us.
So that was, I guess that was course 8 from this dinner this past weekend. We had one of Gage's teachers retired and started a strawberry farm out in Justin, Texas. And
That was me. My bad. That was Caleb.
Caleb. And so she also has a bakery, and they obviously utilize some of their product there. And so she sent us, well, Gage specifically, 24 strawberry cake donuts, which were amazing on their own. But I took those and turned them into a bread pudding with the addition of some cooked strawberries in cream mixture that I did, and some dehydrated strawberries that I marinated in Grand Marnier, and all that got folded into the mix. And then I did a brown sugar Cara orange juice sweetened sour cream to go on top. Just a little acidity to break up the sweetness and play into the acidity of the strawberries, if you will. So just a little simple bread pudding that I threw together, you know.
It's simple, though.
Classic New Orleans, you know.
Fantastic.
11 out of 10, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
That was amazing.
Yeah, it stopped me in my tracks.
Caleb did his happy dance.
I missed it. I missed it.
I did jig a little bit.
So you've had Bicycle Retailer up. I've noticed that today,
Yeah.
Brad. Anything popping up on there that
Nothing astounding. I was specifically looking for where I saw the that movie that I was talking about, and I thought I saw it. Now I don't see it. Maybe I was dreaming. Wouldn't be under retail news. That's kind of crazy. REI to cut wages for new employees, reduce benefits for all, which seems anti-REI.
Wow.
REI has been having troubles for years.
Oh, this is it right here. No Hands movie from two POVs. This was in Boulder, Colorado, part of the Boulder International Film Festival.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's the bikepacking movie you were talking about?
No. This is it's called the Wild, or they're saying the Wild Ride of the Schwinn Bicycle Company.
The Schwinn movie. Okay.
Yeah, had its world premiere April 11th at Boulder Theater, followed by a VIP reception at University Bicycles 5 blocks away. The movie was based on the No Hands book published in 1996 and carefully researched by two Crane's Chicago business reporters. It was widely read around the country as we don't get very much insightful analysis from the outside world, quote unquote. So I haven't seen it. It just popped up on my radar, and I'm curious. Obviously, I'm going to watch it. Looks like there's a lot of cycling who's that make appearances in it. Gary Fisher, Lance Armstrong, Richard Schwinn, you know. I'll be checking it out. I'm not familiar with the book, unfortunately, but
nor am I, but yeah, definitely.
Speaking of, me and the boys went and saw Project Hail Mary.
Oh, okay.
Very good movie.
Excellent.
In normal book to movie comparison, there were quite a few parts where in the book it was almost an entire chapter.
ShiftLess, the podcast only about bicycles.
But there was quite a few points in the movie where I was like, this was like a whole chapter in the book, you know.
They had to shorten up the section on how they figured out how to communicate with each other.
Yeah.
I feel like that was probably too.
Well, and him figuring out like the fact, like where he wakes up and he doesn't know where he can, like in the book, he's like almost atrophied and has to figure out how to like even speak.
Yes.
It was half the book before he figured out who he was.
Yeah. And in the movie, that's just kind of like, we're here. And he's like, you know, already doing science and shit. But just watching the movie as a standalone, still fantastic.
Yeah. If it's raining tomorrow, like you say it's supposed to be, and I'm not able to scout, I may go catch a matinee of the movie.
You haven't seen it yet.
Holler, I'll go with you. I would love to see it again.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also-
We listened to Project Hail Mary on the road trip.
Yeah.
So
So neither one of y'all had.
I knew it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Did you enjoy the book
Oh, it's
version?
incredible.
Ray Porter's incredible.
Incredible.
Yeah.
I will tell you this too. Alamo Draft House has changed the way they do everything.
Death
Not a
Nail.
fan.
No, Death Nail for them. We're going.
Yeah.
We were huge rewards members, Alamo Draft House fans.
So
we're done.
what's different now?
So now you don't order from a server. You don't, if you need something else, you don't like take a little piece of paper and write it and stand it up. Everything is done through an app, which seems exactly counterintuitive
I don't
to
want
their full
people
mission.
throwing up their phone
That's
while
exactly
I'm
what
watching
it
the
is.
movie.
The whole point was to write it on a card so you don't have to look at your phone.
Yeah.
And they still charging you the same amount of 18% automatic gratuity,
Yeah.
and then hiding that and still having a normal tip line.
Yeah.
The first time that happened to me, I did not realize it.
Yeah.
High level country.
My server got a 32% tip.
Yeah.
And I had no idea I did it until I went back.
But so in
Episode 140, not sponsored by Alamo
Definitely
Draft
not.
House.
Hey, going back to the
headset
radio
thing,
unit, Ben Delaney has a video, a 6-minute video with Lauren.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Have you watched
Yeah.
it?
Can you send
I
that
haven't
to me?
watched it
it's very good.
Caleb?
That's a very good video.
yet. Yeah, I'll send it to you right now.
Okay.
So going back to movies, you said you watched the Mo documentary.
I did. Much
Have you seen that one?
Yeah, we watched it. Yeah.
Okay.
much better than the Lifetime version, the yoga teacher one or whatever.
Yeah.
A lot more actual footage, a lot more testimonials by people that were close to her. It was, I mean, it's heartbreaking overall. I mean, we already know that. I feel like this movie gave a lot more closure to everything. It kind of highlighted Mo more than the other one was. It was
Focused on
Caitlin Armstrong. And then right, wrong, or indifferent, I really enjoyed, not enjoyed is not the right word, but I really liked how they kind of gave some Colin Strickland closure too. Like
Yeah.
basically acknowledging that he was somewhat self-inflicted, forced out of the cycling industry and where he's kind of ended up. And he was able to voice all of his regrets in the whole situation. You know, like if he would have known how everything was going to go down, he would have never met Caitlin Armstrong, never indulged her, never met Mariah, and just given them both space had he known any of that was going to occur, you know, which is the obvious thing to say, but it came across as
Sincere.
extremely genuine.
Well, the
and
family
sincere.
was involved, which means
Mo's family.
yes, heavily involved in it, which means what they're saying is not controversial to the family. It didn't come across as
contrived or
exploitive. Like
Yeah.
they were, like it didn't seem like someone was going, "Hey, this is a hot story to tell. We can make some money off a documentary."
Right.
Like it was there to set the record straight
yeah,
with respect to everyone involved,
yeah,
including Caitlin in a sense. Like they were, you know, they just talked about what happened, what it was. They weren't out to make friends or enemies.
Yeah.
It just felt very balanced and fair, and it was incredibly well put together.
Yeah.
On any level of a
Yeah.
documentary.
and the mother's testimonial on the stand after the trial was closed was the
Oh, man.
tearjerker.
Yeah. Yeah. You're not gonna watch it with a dry eye, that's for
Yeah.
sure.
I don't know that. I can't watch it yet. Someday I will.
Very well done, though. Very well done. Was thoroughly impressed, especially on the heels of me watching the Lifetime Borderline B movie. You know, so it's worth a watch, especially if you're familiar with the story. If you're unfamiliar with the story, it's definitely worth a watch, and just understanding the wave that it sent through the cycling community. You know. And it's a rarity that something like that happens in the cycling community, because typically cyclists are a very loving, embracing community, you know. So I think that's why there was such shock and awe around it, because it's atypical of how our gigantic family operates, you know.
Yeah, I mean, anything like that is atypical, hopefully.
Yeah,
So wherever it occurs.
Yeah.
Someday, I heard from my daughter Jess.
Yeah.
She watched it with her boyfriend, and I mean, I'll be good. Colin and I were not fantastic friends, but he was always very gracious, and
Yeah.
generous to us
Yeah.
and my family.
Yeah.
And
It's in,
Jess cried over it, and
Yeah.
her boyfriend didn't get it. And she's like, "That's my friend."
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I don't want to go too
unfortunate.
deep into individual opinions about it, but it's a good lesson on checking out glass houses.
We talked about it.
You know, like
You and I talked about it at the very beginning. Colin was not making the right moves to.
right, but then again, in hindsight, I'm just going to refute, and I'm not saying I'm not a judgmental person. I'm trying to be a better person to not immediately go into cast judgmental thing. But like, if I'm in that position, what's going happening? I can't tell you how I would have reacted.
No,
What
that's
I
the
would
thing.
have
None of
done.
us can.
Yeah.
I will tell you this. I'm not going to make any spoilers. There are a few scenes in that movie, in that documentary, that completely changed the opinion that Colin was not mentally affected by this, or that he didn't suffer from this.
Oh.
Like, there are some areas that show in there where it's like, he's falling apart. And look, you can tell me I'm wrong, and you can go, "Oh yeah, but he's still a slum or what piece of shit." Or I just don't buy that.
Colin and I don't know each other well. I know him well enough to know that.
Yes,
God,
just
yeah.
because he didn't show you the way that you wanted it to happen.
Right.
Again, I'm not siding with anybody on anything, but from a human to human content, I can't imagine being in the position that he was in.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
Not
hell,
making him a victim.
we opened this show with we're unsponsored. We can say what we want to say.
Yeah.
He was the antithesis of that. He was completely beholden to sponsors and his brand.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying what he did was wrong. I'm not saying what he did was right, or any as far as the aftermath. And I'm not going to go into the.
Well, think of it this way also. Nothing brings people together more than a common enemy.
Yeah.
And at the time, the only thing that wasn't a rumor was that he was involved
With both women.
Yeah.
That was the one thing that everyone knew for a fact.
Right.
Outside of the other details of the murder investigation,
Yeah.
who was doing what, who was seeing who, or whatever else. So he was just an easy target at the very beginning to fill in a bunch of gaps, to answer a bunch of questions, and it made him a pariah for it. And it was just it's a shitty thing that happened. It was a shitty thing that happened.
But he was the connecting piece between those
He was,
two.
but there's lots of people that date multiple women who they don't end up fucking shooting each other.
That's true.
That should not. I mean, look, I'm not saying everyone should go ahead and have multiple women. That's not what I'm saying. But that should not be.
I don't think that was a forecast expectation from anyone.
Obviously, yeah.
Yes, she
Just
did.
like
But then you can say that she did send that text message, or they didn't have that conversation with those people at dinner when she says, "Oh, I'm gonna kill him." But like, people say that it's hard to take that serious.
nowadays.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
Hell, I can't figure out y'all's texts half the time if you're joking with me or not. You know.
Well, for the most part, we're joking. You know, that's kind of the default.
Okay.
Remember, our rule as friendship is we talk shit about each other to our faces and we root for each other behind our backs.
100%.
That's the rule.
Yeah.
All right. Enough of that. I'll watch it someday. I'm not ready for it yet.
Yeah, man. There's no reason to rush into it.
100% worth watching.
But going back to what I was saying, we'll come back. I can't even remember where we were, where I said that kind of leads into what I think is a basic issue with why the bicycle industry is having such a hard time even starting to come back.
Is this where you're going to fix the bicycling industry?
I am going to fix the bicycle industry. I know it's not going to happen, but I know what it's going to take to fix it, but it'll never happen. So it's going to stay broken.
Okay.
My first hot take is that 32 is way overblown, and it's not going to be the salvation that they're hoping for. And it could end up being the biggest bust since the Heaven's Gate movie back in the 80s.
Really?
It's like AI data centers.
Fuck AI data centers.
32. You heard it first. 32-inch tires are the AI data center of the bike industry.
And I'm not saying that's what I hope for it. The reality is, until the hype machine kicked in on this 6 months ago, I've never had anyone go, man, I wish I had 32-inch wheels. Since the hype machine kicked in, I haven't had anyone go, oh, I really want a 32-inch bike.
Yeah, but
I've heard lots of people that are very 32-inch curious. And that tells me 32 is really going to have to prove itself to catch on.
I think it has, though.
I
Have you
don't-
read the data?
I have. I watched
Have you read the
watch the Sea Otter videos from Ben Delaney and Neil and the other. There is nobody's on the same page on what the potential of 32 is.
Okay.
The commonalities are this: it steers like a pig,
Which is why it's not going to be a mountain bike tire.
but 32 was originated with mountain biking in mind.
Doesn't matter.
I understand that. So whoever came up with 32, whoever the big brand is that's in the background, they started with mountain bike and figured out it wasn't going to work. Now they're trying to pivot to gravel.
Yeah.
So they're a couple years behind on development there. That's why we didn't see any 32-inch bikes at Sea Otter, except for the Fargo, as far as manufacturers are concerned, outside of the boutique stuff.
Yeah, I don't consider Ari boutique,
I thought that was a prototype.
but it's going into production.
It's still prototype. The only production bike on site was the Fargo.
Okay.
That's my point.
Okay.
But anyway, I'm going to shoot myself in the foot.
But all the tires that were there prove that it truly does have a foothold, because tire manufacturers aren't going to create new molds.
somebody convinced those tire manufacturers to do the molds. Yes, that's why I'm saying Specialized, Trek, Giant. Somebody is about to do something.
Yeah.
They're the only ones that have the wherewithal to get multiple tire manufacturers to do the molds like that. So
Can you edit something out?
yes, I can.
And just because, okay, and we're back. Just because it was initially intended for one use, I think you may be wrong by in the statements you made about, and now they're pushing it to find this other avenue. I think the data supports that other avenue, which is why it's working. That's it. The data did not support it for XC, but the
Right.
data is supporting it for bike packing and gravel. And so it's not
As far as being a fast tire, yes. What still isn't sorted out is the geometries.
okay. Fair enough.
I want to know what Dylan Johnson thinks. That's what I
Sorry.
really want. Did you?
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to talk.
Any
about it.
idea what happened to his race?
No, he was pretty happy with his race.
Was he?
Yeah, I think
He
he
must have
finished-
got 17th. or
No, he
better.
finished 50th.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah,
Well, I think given to what he went through last year,
Yeah.
understood.
I think he was happy with his performance. And
Okay.
he was also, I think he wrote about, I want to say it was him that wrote about like this, like in the, I'm going to butcher this, but along the lines of the 50th place was faster than last year's winner
Yeah.
or something like that.
Okay.
The field is so fast. And and that's what Dylan has kind of said throughout his career is like, it's so fast that it's impossible to keep up with it unless you are the genetically head of the spear.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Doesn't
he's
matter.
always admitted he's not.
And he,
Yeah.
it's just everything, all the aero tech, all the component tech,
Yeah.
that everything is getting faster and faster. And if you look at his time at whatever place he got,
Yeah.
look at that time compared to some of the last year's finishers, would have put him in the top 10.
Yeah. Well, and that being said, I did kind of a not even a deep dive, but I started comparing times because Mid-South has all their metrics going back to the original year. I think their first year was 2013 or something. And I looked at the finishing times in 2013, which were, I think the winner was like 7 hours or something.
Right.
And then you look at 2023, which is 10 years later, and the finishing time was, or the winning finishing time was like 4.5 hours, like 2.5 hours faster.
Yeah.
And I tried to make sure that I wasn't comparing a mud year to a dry year and stuff, but just to look at the shift in times. I mean, 20 minutes would still be a big deal. But when you talk about over 2 hours difference between first place 10 years ago and first place today-ish is insane.
It is insane. Like you're not ever going to find a NASCAR race
Yeah.
that someone's going to be 2 hours fast, or like if you put
Yeah.
in the
Man,
compare it from a
it's
same time.
It's a completely different level of competition, though.
Yeah.
Just amazingly different level.
Yeah.
Well, we're talking about
Training's better, nutrition's better.
Yeah,
the high
nutrition.
carb. That was the other thing that Nick, we were talking about this at dinner one night, and we were talking about how much faster everyone is. And Nick said a huge contributor to that is the ultra high carb.
It is. It's the,
Without a doubt.
It's the whole thing.
Yeah.
That's the whole ball of wax.
and people understanding better how to recover.
Yep.
And how to train off the bike.
But
you know?
that's all a direct result of the high carb. That constant the hummingbird approach that they're doing now allows all of that to happen.
Yeah.
Again, here I go being cranky Kevin again, but what does this mean to their bodies 10 years from now, 15 years from now, 20 years ago, or from now? Hopefully it's all fine. I'm not wishing that on anyone.
You think there's going to be a string of ultra endurance diabetes or
something?
I think
I think there's a potential negative long-term effect.
I'm saying. I don't want to jinx anybody, but look up some long-term medical research on marathon runners.
Yeah.
The
issues.
cardiac issues.
Yeah.
That's all.
High end. That's why there's more and more there's more science coming back that's saying that going out and doing long
zone one
and zone one
revolution
and mixing in some sprints.
Yeah.
Is from a long-term standpoint is better for you than going out and fucking redlining it.
That's why Austin Whittington is at the tip of the spear.
Man,
very
if
quietly.
riding slow is supposed to make you better. What happened to me?
And me. I'm better at riding
I
slow
should be
than
at
you
the head
are.
of the spear, man.
Well, Austin will explain it to us next week because we've got his verbal commitment now, right?
Yeah.
Excellent. That'll be good. Any chance you can make it for a foursome?
It is possible.
Okay.
I'll be coming from Highland Village at that point, but I don't think that's.
Maybe we go to you.
Oh, that might be a possibility.
Or maybe we meet at Dusty Roads.
We could do that. Let me just see how this move goes. I may still be unpacking the way.
I asked maybe.
Yeah.
Per chance. All right.
I will say that I'm gonna have a knock on wood, knock on brick. I'm gonna have a better chance of making Mondays at 8:30.
Look what you did to the dogs, man.
They heard that, didn't they?
Yeah.
Anyway, there's a what?
9 a.m. Mondays.
Yeah.
Are
9:30.
easier. Or I'm sorry, 9:30 Mondays are easier than 9:30 Wednesdays.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we all agree on that,
Yeah.
quite frankly. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to go back to what I think the fundamental issue with the bicycle industry is. And the way I came about this is with my latest two-wheel purchase, a motorcycle.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right. You did get it.
I did.
Which one did you get? I'll look it up.
Kawasaki.
Kawasaki KLR650. Basically, the Salsa Fargo of motorcycles
Okay.
is a way to equate it.
Oh, Kevin. What color did you get?
I got a 2025 instead of a 26.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta
Same
look it up
platform.
now.
Exactly.
New
Nothing
colors, different colors?
different about it. Basically just different colors. And it saved me a couple grand going with the 25.
Kawasaki what? XLR?
KLR 650.
Which color did you get?
It's a green, some kind of,
Like a military green color?
it's not a military green. It's like
This one right here?
no.
Oh yeah, it's like a
That's it.
British green.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah. Anyway,
Oh my god, that is.
so this,
I've never ridden one. Can I ride yours?
sure. You know how to ride a motorcycle.
got a bullet.
don't.
Oh, no, you can't then. You can ride gauges for a bit.
No, I do not want to ride gauges.
I do want to ride this, but does it is it set up like a mullet? It looks like the front tire is bigger than the back tire.
That's well, now we're starting to go down that path.
And I know shit.
That's a reverse mullet, by the way.
No, it's
Oh.
not. No, it's a 21-inch front, 18-inch wheel back.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So, but it's also 11 inches of travel on the front. So,
Yeah.
so not to give away too much,
Mm-hmm.
but all told, that was a $7,400 out the door purchase, sales tax and dealer prep and everything
Mm-hmm.
else like that. Which that's a lot more stuff on that piece of equipment
Yeah.
than what you're going to get. We're not even talking e-bikes. Let's
Yeah.
talk a high-end pedal bike.
Yeah.
Realistically, it's easy to spend 8 to 10 grand on a bicycle these days,
Oh,
correct?
Yeah. Especially when you start talking about live valve and all that stuff.
And obviously you can get up into 12, 15, 20,000 if you're, but it's not uncommon for people to spend $7,000 to $10,000 on a bicycle now.
Yeah.
With no motorized assistance of any
Yeah.
kind. And this has got motors, this has got brakes, this has got the whole ball of wax.
Yeah.
I can get a new tire for it for $60.
Yeah. And does it have ABS?
Mine, I opted for the non-ABS
Okay.
version specifically because on this bike you cannot disengage the ABS.
Okay.
So I'm going to be riding so slow that I don't need it.
But not to mention it's got headlights and tail lights and,
right.
I mean, a clutch. I mean, all these things
Things
that don't exist on a bike at the same price base.
at
Yeah.
the same price.
I see where you're going.
And initially my logic was, well, but they sell so many more of these than they do bicycles.
I would.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
I've been keeping an eye on these bikes at the different dealers around. I mean, there's just as many motorcycle dealers around here as there are bike shops.
Yeah.
And you can see their whole inventory all the time.
Yeah.
And there's like 3 of these at a dealer.
Yeah.
How's that different than, 3 S-Works at a specialized dealer or
Right.
something like that? That's all I'm getting at.
Yeah.
So going to your Chinese brand that you were talking about, $3,000 or $3,500 for a Di2 setup, that's number one issue with the bicycle industry. This stuff is stupid expensive.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. The barrier for entry is
This
very
stuff
high.
is stupid expensive, and you can't tell me it's based on the volume of the equipment sold because there aren't that of these adventure motorcycles and stuff like that. Those aren't moving any faster than bicycles.
In the categories of motorcycles, adventure biking is probably the slowest moving.
That's the big grower right now.
Is it really?
Mid-sized adventure bikes it's the gravel of motorcycles, right?
Sure.
It
Okay.
literally is the gravel.
Right, yeah.
It's gravel. Bicycle riding has actually started to feed adventure motorcycling. So the 500cc level adventure motorcycle, it's like with all the 50 to 60-year-old guys getting motorcycles for the first time are doing.
From a block size, is that kind of in the middle? Like a smaller and a larger?
Yeah, so smaller, a 300cc is like an enduro or a dual sport, so which doesn't work well on the highway if you're trying to get.
Right.
I got
Connector.
to ride 100 miles to get to where I want to hit the dirt
you wanna get
roads.
there, yeah.
You want to do that decently on the interstate. The smaller bikes don't
But
do
it'll
that.
go all the way up to
The big-
750.
1200s.
Oh shit.
1300. BMW makes
Yeah,
it
yeah.
1300. Yeah.
So the Africa Twin and the BMW, those are the S-Works of it all.
And KTM. KTM makes some badass adventure bikes as well.
KTM's having issues.
Are they really?
Yeah, they're done. They're basically bankrupt.
Damn, I love their bikes though.
They're
That's
actually
what I was eyeballing.
they got bought out by one of the Indian companies. Anyway,
and not Indian motorcycles.
no, India,
Yeah.
and not
Just to clarify.
not that that's a bad thing. It's just it's not what they were German before. I think so. I don't know. Anyway, I am a motorcycle noob, so then this is not going to be a motorcycle podcast going forward. This is a tool. Again, this is a tool that my wife said we needed.
Oh.
This was her idea, not
Thanks,
mine.
Dan.
Yeah. She's kind of a baddie.
So
She's.
I mean, ultimately, it boils down to she doesn't want me getting her new Jeep dirty, but I'm on board.
You gonna get a trailer, tow it around.
I haven't eventually probably.
It would be
Hey.
fun to lead out a spinistry race on.
You know what I have for you?
What?
I'll make you a screaming deal on it.
It won't work.
Why?
You're gonna go with the hitch rack, right?
I've got a motorcycle rack that has a ramp.
I understand. The hitch receiver on my van is rated for 500 pounds max. So when you put the tongue weight, hitch weight, whatever you want to call it, when you put the bike in the hitch rack up, you're at least 550 to 600.
Oh, okay. Well,
Trust me, that's what
tried.
I appreciate it. That's what I wanted to
Because
do.
it's just sitting in my yard.
I understand, but the small utility trailer will be useful for other spinistry stuff as well.
Yeah.
So anyway, long story short, bicycles are overpriced. Second part of this long story, and this is what hurts me the most to say this, but I think it's the reality of the bicycle industry situation. It is in dire need of consolidation. There's just too
I think
many.
it's inevitable.
It's maybe
Yeah.
there's just
What does
too,
it look like then? What is the answer to that? What does consolidation look like?
that's the painful question, because then the consolidations looks like Trek Specialized and Giant.
But how is there consolidation in the motorcycle market?
I don't know the history of it all because, well, automobiles used to be that way. Motorcycles used to be that way, where there were literally dozens, if not hundreds, of manufacturers, and they all consolidated into General. That's where General Motors came from.
Yeah.
They picked up the Tuckers and all the other little
Sure.
Hudsons and all these other brands. All got over time consolidated into the
Well,
main.
that's happened in the cycling industry as well. That's where QBP comes from. QBP is a consolidation of multitudes of products.
Well, and maybe QBP. To be honest with you, I would rather QBP be the fix than Trek.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, maybe that is the answer. Maybe ultimately QBP is the main stop for 90% of the independent bike shops out there.
Yeah.
And this is where you get everything from. And there's a Trek dealer there and a Specialized dealer here.
Yeah.
But again, on top of that, you've got, I love Revel. Make no mistake about it. But we've got Revel, we've got Pivot, we've got Titus, we've got all gazillion other brands out there that they're all cool. I don't want to sound like I'm knocking them, but the reality, there's just too much to choose from at the brand level. But then even when you go to the model levels, in the different, how many gravel bikes does Specialized really need to offer, or Canyon, or is there really a reason to have a different bike for gravel versus a hardtail mountain bike?
Asking the brands, but those are sales.
Yeah.
And
the other thing is that you don't have in the motorcycle industry is you don't have sizes. There's not
there is like there was an the short version of my bike.
Yeah, but there's not a small, medium, extra large,
understood.
large,
Agreed.
And then
okay, let's go to your component level though. Okay. It's absolutely ridiculous how many levels of components your buddies at Shimano have, SRAM has. It's realistically there should be a low-end mountain bike group and a high-end mountain bike group, a low-end road/gravel group and a high-end. And now Shimano can't even keep it straight if is Q's above or below. They brought back Tiagra, it's, and I'm not knocking Shimano.
No, I get it. They strategically, they have a goal of clarifying some things.
It's overwhelming.
It
is what it boils. And the only thing that fixes that is consolidation. But I get it. That's exactly where you're and it's why 32 is, and I think that was a takeaway from one of Ben Delaney's videos, is that right now the bike manufacturers, they're all, the yin and yang of 32 is, I can't miss out on the market, but I don't want to be the bleeding edge of technology and slit my own throat.
There is a delicate dance that's going on behind the scenes. And I've said this before, and I've talked to a couple of bike shop owners about this. It's hard to differentiate whether 32 is the next big thing, no pun intended, or if it's just a straw that the cycling industry is grabbing at as a potential lifesaver for their company.
I think ultimately that's the state we're in right now.
But it's hard for the consumer to...
It doesn't mean that it can't be the next big thing. It could still end up being the next big thing. And that's where earlier I said, for it to be the next big thing, it's critical for 32 to launch properly and show a definitive advantage.
Sure.
If 32 kicks off, like, quite frankly, 29er did, I think the industry's going to shoot itself in the foot, because the market's not going to give them 3 years to get it all sorted out.
I don't think it's going to take 3 years. Like I've talked about before, I think with we learned a lot from 26 to 29 transition, and we didn't have
You really need
computer-aided
to
design.
you really need to watch these Sea Otter videos.
I'm
And from the
going to.
manufacturers and the guys that are putting them together.
Yeah.
They don't know what they're up against yet. They're all saying the same thing. We haven't figured out the geometry. We don't know. There's no forks to choose from.
Yeah.
We don't know how to spec a fork yet. We don't even. Again, they don't even know what hub diameter or hub width to go with.
Yeah.
At this point, the spacing to go with.
Well, and that's exactly what we need is more standards in the cycling industry.
Well, and there we go with the consolidation. Man, I can't.
One of the things that we've not talked about too is gear ratios are going to change.
Gear
too.
ratios are a mess.
Yeah.
It's,
but I think it could be at least we're in a spot in the cycling industry where most people agree that a 1x is plenty.
shit.
At the end of that Sea Otter gravel course, I damn sure wished I had my 2x back on.
2x won it, but 2x won
Yeah,
it.
hold on just a second. I'm just saying that more bikes nowadays, especially with the advent of a 1x12, most bikes are getting spec'd with a 1x12 as of current. And I'm saying that just situates 32 gear changes a little bit easier because all you really have to do is drop 2 teeth on your chain ring and you're pretty much in alignment with where you were on a 29er. That's what I'm saying.
I get that.
It's less complicated than it would be if we were still in a 3x9 situation,
So if the industry wants 32 to be the next big thing, quite frankly, they have to come up with some common standards, at least on spacing begin with.
I think forks have to be incoming. I think we're about to see a multitude of forks.
But they do. The feedback from what I saw from the guys that are making these bikes right now and prototyping these bikes, there's prototype forks that are coming, but they don't know what's right yet.
Yeah.
They don't know if it needs to be 100 millimeters or 80 millimeters.
Yeah.
They all pretty much agree 130 is too much.
Yeah. Oh, I totally agree. Just some premise.
I mean, we're going. My guess is we're going back to 80 millimeter forks and 2.2 inch tires.
I think we're going to settle out at about 100 and 2.4, honestly.
But
that depends.
Wait, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
It's not 2.2. It is now what, 56? Mountain bike tires are now going to.
That's dumb.
But no, because they're swappable tires.
Yeah. Well, and that's where I was just about to go is I think the fork and the tire size is going to be predicated by where 32-inch finds its true foothold. And I do agree with what Caleb was saying earlier. I think ultimately it's going to be at most at home in a drop bar mountain bike endurance gravel kind of situation.
I think that's the best fit for it, but that's also almost the smallest niche you could try to apply it to at the moment.
You're not wrong.
So, but I mean, Salsa's the right place to do that.
Yeah, and Salsa has paved the way for so many different platforms. I mean, like I was saying earlier, the Fargo has been way ahead of its time for so long. Like they were doing literally drop bar mountain bikes 10 years ago, and it hadn't gained popularity until the last couple of years.
With this, all the sizing variants that Salsa does have on that Fargo right now, small to extra large, maybe even a double XL. I'm not sure about that.
I think they were just
small to extra large at least.
Small to extra large, yeah.
They also have it sorted what stem and size you need if you are opting to go flat. It's made to be a flat bar 32 as well.
Yeah.
And with the idea of, hey, and where you can alternate as well. Oh, you wanted to go drop bar now, particularly with electronic shifting, you can go back and forth.
Yeah.
And I think they said extra 20 millimeters of stem. The way the 32 geometry, you going down in between the wheels. So it's even backwards from what used to be to convert a drop bar mountain bike. Yeah. You're actually extending the stem to accomplish it now.
Yeah. The only thing I found confusing is just through the little bit of sleuthing I did through the pictures, it looked like the majority of the 32-inch bikes that were spec'd with the dropper post were all externally routed dropper posts, which I found a little confusing.
Again, prototyping.
Yeah, that's fair. So
But see, that was funny. So much of the discussion around from the manufacturers and the builders that were making prototyping 32s, a lot of them were still leaning on it. It only makes sense if you're 5'10" or taller.
Yeah.
A lot of them were still saying that.
yeah.
Salsa, no way. They were like, nope, this makes sense for
Yeah, so they're
everybody.
saying 5'2"
Yep.
to 6'7"
Yep.
is what the accommodations are between their small and extra large. So,
Going to be interesting.
and that, I mean, they address that directly. And for those who think bigger wheels are only for taller riders, Fargo 32 and Fargo Tie 32 will come in small to extra large sizes.
That's where Salsa really disrupted
Yeah.
Sea Otter. It wasn't introducing the 32, it was introducing the 32
Yeah.
for everyone.
And that's what I told Shannon when him and I were talking about it. I said, there is a purposeful reason that they debuted that small
Yep.
at Sea Otter. It wasn't just to showcase 32-inch wheels. It was to disrupt that thought that it's only for taller riders.
Agreed.
So, and that was a big stepping stone of 29ers, is because that was the discrepancy or the misunderstanding,
perception.
perception of 29ers as well as, well, it's great for taller riders, but not ideal for anybody that's sub 5'10" or whatever the number was at that time.
Well, that's
And-
the 27.5s for.
650B and all that.
Well,
shit.
but see, okay, but I mean those are the examples. I mean, what alternate wheel size has survived?
Yeah.
The market can only do one primary wheel size
Well,
at a
and
time.
I guess what I'm starting to understand more of what you were saying about consolidation is what you're actually saying is there's too much fractionalization of the cycling industry, especially with all the bottom bracket standards,
Yep.
the difference in brakes and components and hub sizes and, boost and extra boost or super boost and then forks and
Do you remember that glorious 2 years where everything is 135 spacing with disc mounts?
yeah. 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 And you could literally just take any bike and move everything
Yes.
in between. And there was no, and then now we have UDH and we have droppers and we have, there's so many just fractions.
Make
of
no
the
mistake,
cycling.
I totally geek out on all the cool new stuff that comes out, and oh man, I'd really like.
Yeah.
But it's just
We'll see.
It's too many
Yeah.
choices.
We're not living in the future just yet.
Yeah.
We have to wait for it.
Well, we kind of are.
So I'm
We have to wait
going
for the future to get it.
I'm going back to my dream 32-inch bike is a Surly 1x1 32
Hmm.
in single speed, quite frankly.
See, but I don't think single speed is the platform for.
The single speed
32.
is not the platform for anything right now. This is why it's a
Yeah.
Kevin.
I've heard or had this conversation, and it depends on where you're riding it.
Sure.
Specifically Mid-South, fantastic single speed 32 course.
Okay.
I
A lot
can-
of rolling hills. Because remember I told you guys
It's,
that
it's all about momentum.
that-
Single speeding is all about momentum. We can all agree on that,
Yeah.
correct?
that what 75.
And the reality is, if you spin out going downhill on a 32, you're still going to speed up because nothing chunking on the way down is going to slow you down. You're going to roll over everything
Yeah.
and keep speeding up with gravity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be, at the very least, it's going to be interesting. We're all going to be surprised 2 years from now we're 32-inch.
Are there going to be 32-inch e-bikes?
Oh, of
I
course.
don't want to talk about how I'm
But
joking.
but one
No, there won't be.
little thought between the motorcycle and bicycle comparison.
Okay.
At least in the mid to high level, most rims on mountain bikes now are carbon. How come carbon rims aren't really a thing in motorcycles?
Why isn't tubeless a thing in motorcycle? So you bring
I thought motorcycles are tubeless.
not on the adventure bikes because they're spoked, so they don't. They're just now starting to get into ghetto tubeless on some of these
Oh,
motorcycles.
really?
So that touches on the point. It's amazing how cheap you can do this adventure motorcycle stuff compared to what we're used to.
Relatively. cheap.
Relatively
Yeah.
these guys freak out if they have to spend $150 on something blingy.
Yeah.
Oh, 150 bucks. That's ridiculous.
But-
and that's something somebody on a gravel bike, 700 bucks. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
We're like California residents coming to Texas to buy a house when you go from cycling to motorcycling.
exactly.
You know?
And that's my point. These guys, they all, I mean, they buy their accessories to add on to the bike. It's closer to a Jeep thing than a bicycle. These guys aren't upgrading wheels, and they all upgrade tires. Everybody does that. Everybody's about tires, but again, you can get a motorcycle tire for $60.
Yeah. Which is crazy when you think about it. You can't even buy a decent mountain bike tire for under $75.
Really 100 at this point.
Yeah.
It's a fifth of the rubber.
Yeah. Yeah.
You could shave all of the knobbies off of a motocross tire and make a set of gravel tires.
Yeah.
That's the amount of rubber probably.
Yeah.
N+1 is kind of sort of a thing in the motorcycle world, but not really.
Yeah.
Most people only have one motorcycle.
Yeah.
There's a good sized chunk of the market that has 2, maybe 3, and different purpose bikes.
Yeah.
It's like me and my Brompton and my Tribute. True N+1s, different tools for different jobs.
But that's probably 10% of the motorcycle market.
You don't see there's 1% of 1% that has 6 motorcycles in the garage.
We're cycling, that's probably 50%.
Right. And they're spending more on their bicycles than these guys are on motorcycles.
Yeah. And they're riding them less miles.
Most assuredly.
Yeah.
You get a used motorcycle that's 15 years old, 8,000 miles. Really?
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy. I have toyed with getting a motorcycle so many times. And I kind of had this unsaid rule to myself that if I didn't own a motorcycle by age 40, I wasn't going to get one. But it's one of those things I've always wanted one, just to be able to cruise back roads, not to be on the highway, not to be on the side roads and stuff like that, but to go to Greenville Grocery and have a burger, or go to Forestburg and eat, and hit gravel roads and just go quiet back roads and just do it with little to no effort and be able to carry everything I want to on my bike.
I'm going to extend the USA Trail to that group somewhere down the road. I want to get it established and proved with bicycles, where it's obvious it was built with bicycle riders in mind, where they have the right of way, so to speak. But I'm just now starting to get into the motorcycle groups, and it's like these guys have no idea what's right out their back door. They're like riding down to Lana to do the Hill Country Loop, which I think is actually an old spin history route. Not sure of that yet.
Well, let's be fair. All the same amenities and stuff all apply to motorcycles along that route. Refueling,
agreed.
blah blah blah, and then most of the roads are arguably more enjoyable on a motorcycle. But I mean, how much would you have to augment the route to make it motorcycle accommodated?
The USA Trail?
Yes. Percentage wise, just rough. 15?
No, 1%.
Oh, okay.
I mean, basically the stuff in San Diego.
Sure, Coast to Crest Trail.
Trail.
But that's kind of a no-go right now.
The net is a no-go.
Yeah.
Bradshaw Trail, that's motorcycle.
Yeah.
You can do that. Probably the Crown King, what I call Tuba Mountain Crossing, is probably not motorcycle friendly. But I say that being an idiot on motorcycles and I still need to see the backside of that mountain.
Yeah.
So
okay,
we'll load up the van and go check out Tuba Mountain over the summer.
Okay.
Because that's a higher elevation spot. We have covered a lot of ground today, gents. Anything?
We have still yet to scratch the surface.
I know.
There's so much to unpack.
So much. Anything else you need to talk about, Caleb?
Just in closing, Caleb.
In closing,
Sea Otter.
Yeah.
It's a win.
100%.
It's a must attend 100%. If you're a cycling
enthusiast. It's a long
enthusiast.
way off from here. It's not cheap. But if you want to know what's going on, it's the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
It's the beginning of the race season as far as Lifetime Grand Prix, which whether or not you want to consider that as the gold standard for whatever race year is in the United States, it is.
It is.
yeah, you're going to see all the new stuff, whether it's going to get produced or not. You're going to meet people. You're going to get lots of free shit.
Yeah. What was the coolest thing you got for free that didn't come from Shimano?
There's this guy who was in advertising out of Austin, quit his job, and he rides one of those long
Like a cargo bike?
cargo bike, but it's cargo in the front. And Silka, he rode there from somewhere and has been riding to Indianapolis or something. But Silka stuffed a bunch of stuff in his bags, and you were supposed to dig through his bag. And I got a set of those new Silka valve stems, which is, I think those are like $30 or $40 or something.
Yeah.
I think maybe.
Yeah.
Got those. Trying to think what else. Squirt is getting into the wax chip thing, so I got a sample of the wax chips, and then I got a sample of their
Squirts.
wax chain lube.
Their wax chain lube.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry.
So
I was trying to place
guy.
it. Yeah.
And I got a sample of their degreaser that you put in warm water and you degrease or de-wax. It's a de-wax. Like if you want to just do a full over, you got a good chain. It's not stretched, but you want to clean it up real good. It's like a degreaser, and it's concentrated, so you don't have to use all of it.
Yeah.
So I got one of those. Trying to think.
No wonder your bag was overweight coming back.
Yeah, exactly. Got to see Christina Chapata from Anthill. She was there. She's getting ready to go and do some big bikepacking event in Greece.
Oh, wow.
Like a big event there.
Yeah, I've read her recent where she's been going out and doing some bikepacking things.
Yeah, she's all
talking about how noob she is.
She is. She was asking me bad questions. She's all in it though.
That's awesome.
Cool to see her.
She's awesome.
Yeah, she's
loved hanging
So
out.
since the bikepacking stuff wasn't there, is there somewhere that is a gathering spot for the bikepacking?
So the Made Bike Show does a lot.
Okay.
Obviously, it's focused on frames, but there's a lot of
Accessories.
rack technology, bag technology.
Because we're doing Made too.
Well, I would love to do that.
Put it on your calendar.
Yeah.
Van's going there.
Okay. Well, give me a ticket.
You can buy your own damn ticket if we're taking my van.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Just make sure my seat's open. That's what I'm saying. When is Made? When is the Made Bike Show?
Doesn't that like...
A1, when is the Made Bike Show?
August
August.
Oh, that's right. We knew that.
Yeah.
21st through 3rd.
That's right. We knew that because we knew we wanted to get the hell out of
Well, that's a long drive.
So are we going this year?
Yes.
Oh, fuck yeah. Okay. We get to go hang out with the dirty granola hippies.
You guys better get your hacky sack skills.
Yeah. Oh, my hacky sack skills never mind,
You
buddy.
know how to hack that sack?
I used to be a hacky sack king. Oh my God. But my knees won't do it no more.
Yeah.
Because you got to kind of pivot sideways.
So, Sea Otter's a definite must.
Yeah, I really think like if you're into the gear and into the thing,
yeah, the industry.
and here's the thing: there's so much stuff there, and this is, I don't know if you want to call this a pro or con, but whatever you want to go watch downhill slalom finals, dual slalom, go.
Yeah,
you can you want to see pro mountain bike racers come through the feed zone, you can figure out a way to get back there.
Yeah.
You can drive through areas, and you may have to hike a little bit on some of the roads, but that was my one regret, is not being able to get out there to see some of the other races out in the field. That would be fun to watch that.
Yeah.
I don't know that I'll go back. I'm not 100% sure I'll go back next year, but I definitely,
You're going next year.
Well, that's true. But I would, if I could go, that would be on my calendar every year. It's that cool.
Do yourself a favor now that you've actually been on that race course, the actual track.
Yeah.
And just go watch any video of a Laguna Seca race.
Yeah, I want to
see how fast those guys take that hill, and that they're that blind turn at the top.
Corkscrew.
And that's what they call it.
The corkscrew. Yes.
And sometimes they run it in reverse, so they're coming down that. And it's crazy because they actually get front tire lift.
Play the video games.
Yeah.
Is it on the video games?
Oh my God, yes.
It's Gran Turismo and all that?
It's on Gran Turismo.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
It's like my favorite track on Gran Turismo.
Yeah, it's a wild track for someone to put into a race circuit.
So it's unique in the race world.
Oh yeah.
Extremely
Yes.
unique. Yeah.
The elevation change, the corkscrew, the hairpins.
Yeah, because it's built on a hill and you can see it.
Mm-hmm.
You can from the top of the hill, you can almost see the entire trail
Yeah.
because you're up high enough.
Yeah.
And it's
I'm gonna go play Gran Turismo this day.
steps down. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Very cool.
All right, I think we need to button this up. We're way past time.
Yeah, actually,
Thanks for joining us, Caleb.
I actually have a day job I'm going to get back to that I've
Yeah.
been in for almost a week.
You were working while you were over
I did
there.
take a break to work.
Yeah.
And we were working today too.
We're working. We're
But-
working.
Go ride your bike.
And we're